Hello, I'll start off the thing by giving a shout out to the sponsor of the stream. Go check him out, jjmalibu.com. They've been kind enough to sponsor me for the month. If you like comfy clothing, like this nice, cozy yellow jumper, or these comfy yellow pants that I'm wearing, I'm dressed like a banana or a lemon or any other yellow fruit of your choice. If you like the look of those, go check them out. Have a look at their stuff. And if you buy anything, use my promo code TheBarinade15 at checkout for 15% off. Take it away, Emma.
Okay, hello everyone. Before we start, I have to start by saying we are going to be using Syrinscape for the background music, including Travis Savoy, Dark Fantasy Studio, and Epic Journey on YouTube. Great music, all copyright free. Check them out. And recap time. Who's on this week?
Yeah, I didn't know
I
who was
don't
on
know.
this week.
It was Thomas last week, so it should be Lily this week.
Great. Wonderful. I was very prepared for that. I'll just go with my notes and keep it very short and sweet. So we left off with Loran and Saraza going to have their little breakfast together after Loran was suffering some abandonment issues from Saraza and they needed to work it out. We went through the Kalkanian markets and we got some sweets to actually restore 1 HP. Pretty great. We headed into, was it the palace or was it just a government building?
It used to be formerly the palace turned government building. Now that
Formerly
there's
the
no
palace
to speak of.
turned government building. We ran into the pigeon who is a messenger in Kalkan, who can actually transform into a pigeon, which Ulster was very impressed with. And despite the pigeon saying that he only uses this ability to travel across seas and deliver very important messages, Ulster decided to send a message to Loran, because he does. We then went to have a meeting with Hunin and Ural, and their son Hakan was there with Padre. And basically, Ural was a bit disappointed in Neff, but very happy that she was at least alive. She's been kicked off the council, but I think that's actually fair considering we're kind of saving the world and Neff doesn't really have time to sit on the council every day. Mm-hmm. That's my personal opinion. We headed back out into Kalkan, and along the way we overheard rumours surrounding the Bayrak's necromancy, especially to do with their daughter, which we mentioned before. Allstat also did a scry at this point on Sobek as they passed by his shop and found out that Sobek is plotting to overthrow Loran's capitalism empire across the world. And he's going to try and mass produce Loran's magic carpet, which is bad Sobek. We head back to... where was it? I don't have this in notes. We head to a restaurant where we see Saraza and Loran having their brunch. And Sorelleras conjures a door mansion. We go inside, we have a little chat, we all equip our fire resistance armor, and we head into hell. Good stuff. And then, as we are falling, we get on the carpets and zoom down to this tavern, which is on the back of a giant creature. We have a chat with... is she a jackal lady?
Yes. Margaret.
Yes. Margaret. Margaret is the owner of the tavern. We have a little chat with her. She says that we can stay until... I'm not going off any notes here, so this is if anyone wants to jump in.
So we have 21 rings of the bell. We need to be ready at the 3 bells.
That'll make more sense when you can kind of get
when we get a sense of time, yeah.
Yeah, when you kind of explore this place a bit, it'll make a bit of sense.
We have a bit of time in the tavern until then, so we're kind of just chilling.
All right.
I think particular to Cass, Margaret is a very deals oriented person, and I think she kind of senses on Cass. I have here Margaret sniffs at Cass. Maybe Sense is still like bound by contract, so there's that.
Well,
yeah.
That's funnily enough, that's precisely it. Bluey can inquisit as much. But regardless of that, everyone, you find yourselves at the entryway to Margaret's office as she ferries you out and leaves you to the mercy of the Mobile Inn. To remind you just a little bit, the Mobile Inn is a huge sort of patchwork tavern on the back of this even larger creature which crawls through the first layer of hell of Avernus, making stops along the way across various locales in the hell. There's a very specific way to get in and out to make sure that the bless you, to make sure that any demons or devils engaging in the ongoing infinite blood war taking place beyond the tavern walls do not come too close and cause any damage. This creature is flanked by these war machines which escort it through the hells and keep it relatively unaccosted, as well as a few natural defenses you know of. You've met, so far, only 2 inhabitants. You've met the Gif, who seems to run... excuse me. You've met the Gif, who's very well-dressed, very military-esque, seems to take charge of keeping everything on time, running a tight ship here. And you've met Margarin. Margarin, who seems to be the owner of this tavern, and yes, Cass, she has noticed, remarked in some way that you do have the smell of something contracty about you. But regardless, the mobile inn inside is relatively calm compared to the storm of the blood war outside. Between these walls now, you are a far cry from the bloodied scythes of demon and devil alike. So the functions of this inn are readily available to you. A bar for drinking, a small common room where you can consume your meals, take a rest by a fire, though whether you want that or not, it's up to you. And of course, plenty of bedrooms for resting and private conversation if you wish to discuss the details of your quest at large. All right, so what is it you would like to do as you feel this kind of trundling pace, this tavern sort of swaying side to side slightly, you standing in this corridor?
Could I'm missing like a tiny bit of health. Is there like a drink that I could order that might restore like 9 hit points?
You want to try and find something that might restore 9 hit points? Yes, let's have a look. All right.
If we're taking a short rest, you could also roll.
You could do that too.
Sure, but I think this is fun.
I was thinking of going to get like a tea or something if it's possible. So I think if Neff looks like she's getting a drink or something to eat, then
okay.
we'll go. Come.
Yeah, just on a small side note. How did Nev lose those hit points? I've completely like blanked on it.
I don't know.
That's a good
I think
question.
Thomas is just harming Neff in between every rest.
No,
Just taking off HP.
Well, because we had a long rest, we had
Yes,
breakfast.
still-
Like what happened
Did
between?
What happened?
When did she hit you with that dart from Bluey?
Fell over and
Oh,
That,
I don't
thank you.
Yeah, that was it.
I think that's it, right?
9 HP. Oh my god, Bluey, how hard did you hit Neff?
the maximum would have been
For the maximum.
11. So
It's not really
Yeah.
Neff who
Not
wants to kill
slightly.
Neff, it's Bluey too now.
However,
Yes.
okay, well, as you guys kind of have this discussion, like kind of figuring out, like fussing over Neff, trying to figure out what happened, you hear just kind of like a bang against the doorway and a clack, as Margarin just pokes out her snout. Would you mind taking your bickering upstairs? And she turns her snout in the direction of you, Neff. She just says, go and find... oops, wrong notes. Go and find... Braun. His healing services are available to you for a small fee.
Braun?
Slams the door
Braun.
shut.
Uh,
Braun!
Thanks.
Man.
Hey, would you be interested in joining the... No, this is not a good time. Okay, Braun.
Loranja says you could slip it under her door.
That's a really good idea. I slip a
I
card
know.
underneath the door.
Wonderful. Cyrus are just kind of, at the moment, it seems to be just kind of like feeling the small of his back where he can reach comfortably, and looking between the doorway and then back to you, Cass, and just says, if the way she was looking at you was any indication, you're the last one of us left with a contract stuck to you.
Cass is like, woohoo!
Celebrate.
I'm glad you feel
glad
so
I-
positive.
A contractor rumour. It's great.
Um,
Also,
what-
can I ask, what is Margarin?
Margaret appears to be a her race is listed. Let me just remember what page I'm on. There we go. Margaret
Margaret.
Margaret.
an Arcanoloth. Arcanoloths are like fox-like creatures, but they're humanoid, so bipedal.
Okay. Okay.
That's cool.
That's cool.
And Saraza just kind of looks to you like, nodding, confused but not surprised at your apparent lack of concern for the fact that you smell potentially like brimstone.
But I think Cass will like slap Sarah on the back though, where the contract was, and be like, "I'm very pleased for you."
It's still physically injured.
Is it still physically injured?
No way for Cass to know this. Plat! Oh.
I thought it meant that it was gone. Quick,
In a
to the
more-
healing person.
more metaphysical sense. And I don't think you were attempting to harm him unless.
Unless.
Let's roll for attack.
Yeah. Oh,
Do you have something to tell us, Cass?
right, that's it, Sarah's off for this floating tavern.
Just pick up Saraza, throw him over the side.
Oh my gosh.
What an end! Oh my goodness.
Plot twist, he can fly.
Oh shit.
Always has. Right,
We
anyway,
go to the bar.
you guys can head up, taking the stairwells carefully, and making your way up to the bar. Can you all make me a perception check as you go, please?
21.
21.
Oh, natural 20.
A natural 20.
23.
9.
Okay. Who rolled roughly over a 15?
Damn.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bluey. Okay, so everybody rolled
14.
roughly. Oh no, that's usually really good for you. I'm sorry. So roughly over 15. As you walk up the stairwell, considering that you're on the back of a very quickly moving creature, it is not an easy ascent. You're sort of like, if you're not careful, you're going to have a second descent into Avernus by falling down these stairs. But I'm very funny. However, as you kind of take your time with it and you stop, you kind of like hold onto the guardrails and you can see into some of the rooms that you're passing on your way up. And something that you notice, considering the I'd say like the odd structure of these rooms, is you can kind of see on the ceiling there appears to be some kind of painting or mural, which is the same in every single room, with a sort of faint flickering lights coming from it.
What's
Can I
roll?
come on and check it?
You may, yeah. Is it bullshit? 14? With a 14, that's not terrible.
It's not complete.
With a 14, you kind of can sense vaguely maybe an illusion or a transmutation magic. You can't quite tell. One of those two.
Can we visually see what the mural's of?
Yeah, if you kind of like break away from the stairwell a bit and kind of make your way down one of those corridors, they're very, very, very short, and each of them lead to sort of like two rooms, one on either side of each other. Just kind of like dip your head in. You realise kind of as you dip your head into the first one that there is a person sort of like reclining on the bed, and they kind of just like throw a pillow at you like, get out of here! Like, trying to sleep, as you kind of like peer into the door like some kind of like bedtime demon.
Why'd you leave your door unlocked? Seems like a you problem.
Yeah, I have a lot of problems.
Goodbye. Shuts the door.
As if waiting for you to ask more about their backstory.
No.
Slam shut. The one opposite does seem to be mercifully unused. Looking inside, you can see. Excuse me. Right, so you see what, upon further inspection, appears to be a map. It is a little faded and hard to make out at points, but you can see small lights flickering along it, along a predetermined path. And the number of lights you see match up with the number of hours in a day. It seems that time here, in a place where there is no day or night cycle, such as Avernus, is measured in distance traveled. And you appear to be making your way through these dots. In accordance with Slio, I think you, considering that you've sort of like latched onto this a little bit, in accordance with the time frames which Margarin described to you, and kind of as you look up at it, you see the lights just kind of like flicker, getting ever closer to the final three, which lie somewhere near the top of the map. And interestingly, what you can see in that area is the distance between the third one and the last two is markedly larger than the others. You get the impression that your disembarkment point is somewhere in between. It's somewhere in between there. And that's it. That's what you can see from the maps.
We have time to kill.
Just a little bit.
I can't remember. Do we have to like book these rooms, or if one's like empty, can we just like go in? I don't know.
Cool.
You do have. You could call dibs if you wish to, though you could also go up and book it officially.
All right. Go on.
Drinks fast.
Is the healing person drawn in the same direction, or?
Yep, you guys are in the lower part where the rooms are. Every other sort of amenity is in the upper area.
Alright. Blue feels bad for damaging that accidentally. So I think if there's she'll accompany Nev.
Mm-hmm. So you guys make your way.
Also's already run to the bar.
Yeah, I mean, Cass is already there. Like,
Okay,
switch off.
right. I'm gonna try and I'm going to try and send you the menu actually.
Ooh, the menu.
Okay, let's see. I hope this works.
Luxury.
A menu was mentioned. I'm suddenly hungry now.
I only had one sushi roll for dinner, and now I'm kind of wishing I ordered two.
No, why? What? One sushi roll?
It was a big sushi roll. It was like 8 pieces of sushi.
Okay. Right. Menu? Yes. Okay. This is gonna work. Upload.
It's because my dad's about to call Eva's parents, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah! They're gonna meet for the first time.
Ooh.
So the menu is now there in the chat for you to look at if you wish. The Discord. For those of you who cannot open it, I will describe it to you via interpretive dance. Do you enjoy that?
That was great.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so you have here a list of drinks. There are a range from incredibly expensive and beautifully rare to relatively, what's the word, mundane, to say the least.
No other answer.
Top, well, you already knew. at the top you see there are different meals, and I can describe to you. The different meals, they have different options between, and each meal kind of has a different theme to it, as they say. So if you wished to inquire about what any of those are, the bartender, who you vaguely interacted with earlier, is just like currently cleaning glasses and helping a newcomer to book a room.
Could I inquire about a healing drink?
A healing drink. So just to remind you, this you didn't ask his name, but it is a male hobgoblin, fairly stocky and short. And you inquire about a healing drink, and he just kind of looks up at you and he just says, "Yeah, no, healing isn't kind of what you come here for. It's like somewhere else. So, did you hear about Braun?
Ah,
Margarin?
I thought you were Braun.
No, that's not me.
Ah, where can I
My
find
twin.
this Braun? Oh, you're a twin. Okay.
Yes, let me just. He ducks underneath the counter, comes up, and he has a moustache on. I'm Braun.
This is oddly suspicious. Hello, Braun.
Why is it suspicious? I don't understand. I'm not gonna do it.
Could I ask him about the
What is
healing
it you want?
I'm here to. I was told that you have a drink that can restore health.
Who on earth told you that? It's true, but who told you?
That's a secret.
Wow. Bold move. Yes, so I have many spells at my disposal. Believe it or not, I am a cleric. I am of the faithful kind. And I can offer you any spell from a low, kind of like very simple magics, all the way up to the most godly kind in this god-forsaken
You resurrect people.
No.
Oh.
I might as well just not cast anything. Why not? What a
Also
shame.
looks distinctly unimpressed. Just walks away.
Okay. Goodbye. So
Wait, is
basically,
that the bartender?
He's gone to look at the menu.
When when he says that he's a cleric of the faithful kind, can I insight check that?
sure.
I feel strangely called out for no reason. Am I an unfaithful cleric?
I'm feeling a little bit attacked.
I'm
Neff,
married,
you
I'll
have
have you
switched
know.
deities. You have switched deities.
Maybe.
Okay, so what is your insight?
I just 10.
A 10? Well, it's hard to say. This twin, known as Braun, seems to be of a mysterious circumstance. Well, it does seem to have some kind of holy symbol tucked into his shirt. The markings of which he cannot really place. You don't really remember what they are.
Can I try to do a religion check to find out what it is?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Haven't done a religion check in a long time. That is not bad. That is a 24.
24. Fuck it, it's Loki.
Okay.
Wow.
I dig it.
Mischief.
Neff looks at the symbol and nods. Respect. I'm Temple of Death
Here is your
myself.
spell. What would you? Jesus Christ, that's intense. I like it. Where can I learn more about the Temple of Death?
I have a card for you, right here.
Well, thank you. He takes the card. This is very well made. Can I give you mine?
For sure.
It
Thank you.
explodes into sparks when you take it. Ha!
Got you.
Got you.
That's Loki.
Yeah.
You
No, what
Loki
is
had
it?
me fooled. Sorry.
Now, what is it you wish?
I wish to get. I've got a wound right here.
Well, a cure wounds spell is gonna set you back around 10 gold pieces.
10 gold pieces. It's fine.
Oh no! Blue will step in and she'll open her little wallet and
No!
she'll get 10
Blue,
gold pieces
Blue, it's
out.
fine. I could cast this spell too. It's really okay. I thought there was gonna be like a fancy drink or something that would like create sparks and fireworks and
Sorry, you don't know that it's not that.
Oh,
Just so you're aware.
I thought he was just gonna cast it. I'm a cleric. I'm paying you, fellow cleric, to also heal me.
I should start charging for my magic.
Is it a?
It's very good. It's a good business model.
Is it also the 10 gold freak out? That was just
I'm
me
gonna give
freaking
him
out
an
for real.
accent because I want to. It's a good business model.
Ah,
I'm Russian.
hello. I've never been to Russia. It sounds like a nice place though. I'm sure.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is the cure wounds spell a drink?
Yes, so I cast it and my twin prepares it.
What does that
Can I
mean?
insight check? Is there actually a twin?
I insight this too.
Yeah.
I think we will
21 again.
21 again.
10 gold. That is a lot. I'm stingy.
22.
Is there a twin?
11. 22. Okay. You kind of close your eyes, Ulster, focusing all of your magics. All of your magics into the ground. Try to sense out, hear the breathing of the patrons around you and separate out that of Braun the Hobgoblin. And shockingly enough, you hear, just like hiding beneath the counter, just like a heavy breathing of someone who's clearly cramped in a very, very, very tight space.
Can I go over and pick up Braun just to peer under?
You pick up Braun, he's just like, "What are you doing? No, don't ruin the fun!" Make me a strength check.
Feels like we're
Oh,
ruining a magician's trick or
9.
something.
9. Don't ruin the fun! And you kind of like, with his flailing, you kind of just relinquish him, and he falls down out of sight. And
Oh.
then,
Sorry.
how could you do that to my twin?
I thought it was funny.
Yes, well, we will prepare the spell for you now. And
Okay.
a glass is pulled out from behind the counter. You can see 2 pairs of hands pick up. As brawns come down from the top. 4 sets of hands go about making this drink.
Ooh.
A cocktail of cure wounds. Don't think about that in real world terms. Just mainly focus on the magic. Do you know have you ever heard of Smith & Weston? No?
Nope.
Is that... Okay, so there might have just been a very, very niche Box Hill area thing where I'm from. But there's a restaurant called Smith & Weston, which when I was around like 7 to 10, everyone had their birthday parties there. And they have this thing where if you go there for your birthday party, they bring out this ice cream sundae at the end. And it's huge. And it has like a flaming wafer which sparks
Ooh.
and like explodes, and they give you glittery cowboy hats. It's really cool. Well, it was. And then like you can eat it, like super dig into it. Basically that is what was presented to you, and it's sort of like a milkshake form with this wafer which is sparking.
Whoa! Thank you.
You're welcome. I lost my accent. You're welcome.
Oh, you found it again. That's really good. Okay.
Which one has an
know.
accent and which one doesn't? And if you were twins, why does one have an accent and the other doesn't?
Separated at birth, maybe.
Exactly.
Foreign
Like
exchange.
It's a parent trap situation.
I want an insight check. 28.
It's like Freaky Friday, except we look the same, our personalities are the same, and if you
28.
swap us around, yeah, they're just, they seem to be really committed to this bit to a emotionally devastating extent.
That's sad.
It's inspiring. It's dedicated work.
Thank you. 10 gold, please.
Can I get? Okay.
Bluey
Okay,
pays
right.
up.
No, okay, I'll pay half.
No,
I insist. It's a lot. It's a lot of gold.
but I threw it at you. Like,
Okay, I'll pay 3 gold. You can pay 7 gold. I was in the way, to be fair.
It's really hard for you to be in the way, Nona, if you are quite small.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah.
is 3 gold your
Sarzo
final
picks you up,
offer?
Neff.
3 gold. Take it or leave it.
Well, now she's in the way.
Okay, alright. 7 gold then.
Okay, I'll pay 3 gold then.
You have your sparkling Cure Wounds milkshake, and
Cheers.
you can roll to reclaim those HP as you like. It's a first level Cure Wound.
First level cure wounds.
Indeed, it is.
10 gold,
Right.
sorry.
So, as this is happening, obviously not everybody is 100% focused on this exchange, as much as maybe Neff is, maybe Bluey. As you're kind of like, whoever is sort of just like vaguely kind of like looking around the room, assessing their surroundings, something you notice is that you never seem to see the same people walking around twice. Whoever enters this area, considering you're in the kind of like entryway, you know, you're only a few feet away from the door which you came in through. No one ever seems to sort of like, sorry. I lost my track of thought. You never seem to see the same person twice. Everyone seems to come in, get their rooms, get any food or drink, and then disappear to the lower decks, off to do what you do not know. However, you do notice the person who came in before you, the winged individual, who you couldn't quite make out from the distance of the magic carpet at the time, but you notice sort of like fly down on the landing strip and then enter the same way you did. He does seem to be hanging around exclusively near the exit, and as you can as you are now sort of in a calmer setting and not in the midst of the blood war, you notice that he has a side shave on either side of his head, leaving just like a very long, very thick actually, sort of cascade of white hair that's loosely braided at the end, and it seems to almost fade to black at the ends. Blades! Hair blades! Oh my gosh! I know my next D&D character. It's Medusa, and all of her snakes have tiny knives. Hair blades!
I love this idea so much.
I want to pop in and say this is awesome, and you should do it.
Thank you. She wears sunglasses, and then takes them off when she wants to petrify men. Anyway, so back to this game. You notice this person seems to have long hair, which sort of fades down to black at the ends, so hair dyes seem to have grown out. He wears what you could describe as glam rock aesthetic leathers, with a sword attached to his waist, which reads death metal along the side. No longer winged, though you distinctly recognize him. He seems to be reclined with these thick, chunky platform boots, kicked up by the exit, and strumming a guitar. And you've noticed him a few times now, just kind of like vaguely, kind of just watching as people enter, not making any distinct effort to move along. And that is all.
Wonder where his wings went.
Maybe they were an illusion.
Interesting.
He was actually flying with them, so maybe he can summon them at will.
It's pretty cool.
Where did your wings go? Also,
Guitar music stops as the person kind of looks over at you and gives you a strange look, and then goes back to strumming the guitar and just says, they kind of come and go, so it doesn't really matter. I can bring them out for you if you like, but
yes.
You want to see?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
They're very scary.
I love scary things.
They lean forward, put the guitar down, and you just see these wings kind of like slowly unfurl from their back. They seem to be completely black, although there seems to be some kind of like dips along the top of them, and they just slowly open one by one as these biblical eye-like angel wings kind of unfurl from his shoulders.
Also looks very happy.
Yeah, Cass is like, oh, damn, that's cool.
Yes, Leah does look openly intrigued.
I mean, pay up if you want to see more, but I hope you enjoyed the show so far.
You want to put on a performance for us?
Ryan and this winged guy, and she's like, oh, attention.
No! What?
I didn't quite hear. What?
Tension.
Cass is implying that there's sexual tension.
Between who?
The weird guy and Brian. She's not really thinking that there is. She's just enjoying it anyway.
Oh, that's so wrong considering who this guy's actually dating.
So, the person kind of like looks around and then with a hand just kind of like pulls one of the chairs over. I'm not getting up, so you're gonna have to bring over the rest by yourselves if you like, but what are you in here for?
That's a very good question.
That's
Alcohol.
why I asked it.
And Cass at that, the bar guy, and goes, I want two pictures of red wine.
Okay, so you go to the bartender. Braun,
Yeah.
red wine, pitcher.
4 pictures, please. And
All
one
right.
glass.
Oh, I want a glass of Saru Enya.
Saru Enya. Okay, so you head up. And Braun says, 1 glass of Saru Enya, but of course, red wine, pitcher. Pours some out. Loran leans over and just says, look, I don't know about you, my friend, but as you can see, I come from a background of wealth. So I will be taking a bottle of the Augla Nigwin. So please. He passes over a sack of gold pieces. I did that to make a point.
God.
Also, I just looked at Loran like,
Like,
It's worthy
Bluey would have been able to like see from the side just like a mountain of coin, right? Like,
Oh
what?
yeah, it's,
even I don't know how much money he has. We don't really talk about it.
it is a mystery, and it's for the best. I would be hunted down if anybody knew the truth.
Ulster pays for his own glass of Saru Enya and walks away.
Okay. The drinks are poured out for you, and also you were given this like strong, like blue-colored wine, which smells like, as it describes, honeysuckle. It reminds you of the Feywild, a world away from hell, which is where you are at the moment. Everyone else, the red wine is passable, drinkable, enjoyable, a little bit watery, but delicious enough. Loran's wine, it's, from the look alone, it looks like velvet in a glass, like deep crimson crushed velvet. And he seems quite pleased. Of course. He bought this
That's what
for us
he's
to share. I like the look of that. Takes a sip. Pours a glass for you. And you guys can pull up some chairs around. And you can relax and have a drink.
We have a glam rock concert if we pay money.
Well, I mean,
Or a death metal. Or black metal. Deathcore.
Screamo is really where my talents lie.
That works too.
Yeah. Here's
I
the
like
thing
music
though.
that expresses it.
Singing at the moment isn't really something I'm going to be doing.
Mhm.
I can play for you.
Mhm.
Guitar. Just casually in the background.
Okay.
Is that alright?
That's
But it's
very
going to have
good.
to be. I don't really care. And he starts.
Do you like it? Do you like coin or do you like alcohol or other things for payment?
I mean,
I know that there is no sexual tension between Brian and this guy, but Brian just keeps making this too easy for Cass.
Oh.
Also, no.
Like, she knows that Brian is just like genuinely asking, but like from the corner you see Cass like really trying not to keep making innuendos, and I think she's turned red from like the task, and is kind of dying.
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, look. Money, I don't really care.
Mhm.
Loran just kind of clutches his chest beside you. I'd much rather just hear a little something about outside of the hells. If you know what's going on up there, I don't really keep a tab on it.
Fiery destruction.
Up there? Are you sure you're not
See?
talking about down here?
No.
I'm not surprised.
We're trying to stop it.
Okay.
Also
Sorry,
just
no,
smiling.
that might have been a bit rude. What I meant more was, good luck. Seems tough.
You seem sad.
Jaded is a good word for it.
Jaded.
Hmm. How deep have you guys gotten in your whole, I don't know, web of things to do?
It's hard to tell. There's always one task that comes after the other one, and then another one, and then another one. Each one more perilous than the last.
Yeah. How many times have you died?
Me, never. Cass has died,
One.
and
Raises a
Matt
glass
has
to
died.
that. Raises a glass to that.
Slia almost died.
Yeah.
Joanne got slapped by a demon and ran away.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like the type.
No, he's very brave now.
What do you mean now, Ulster? I've always been
We had a
mostly.
we had a joke about you behind your back at the time. We thought it was quite funny. It was very good natured. We just said, "Oh look, it's Loran. He's running away."
My own husband.
Not
leaves
anymore.
me. Not anymore!
To be fair, Loran, you did
Divorce,
at the
is it?
first sign of danger. You did like teleport away every single
Right.
time.
I believe
No,
your words,
look.
but also you've got this.
Listen, I'm better off at a distance. I could die very easily if
You
someone
could.
got their hands on me.
Yeah.
At this point, the person
Very
trying to
soft.
just says, "Me too." Actually, it's funny you mentioned that. You know what? Look. The winged man leans forward and just says, I kind of get it. I've gotten a bit too close, few too many times, and I've died a lot. So just,
I'm still waiting for my first time.
aren't we all? Gets a little.
Literally snorts out red wine and I sprays it over. Can I roll to see who I spray the red wine over from my nose?
It's Loran.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Because I think Slya's also
Slya-
kind of giggling into her glass.
Okay,
It just gets half covered.
Yeah, with Cass's snot and red wine, and Cass is just like she can't even apologise. She's too busy trying to keep in laughter.
No, Slya just actually laughs harder.
Yeah, I feel like, and Slya, you know when you're like with your like, really good friends and you just lose it? Cass has lost it. Cass is absolutely wetting herself. She's like, this is the funniest exchange I've seen in a while.
Also
And I
looks
think-
bewildered.
That tips Slya over the edge, and she just starts laughing like with Cass.
Yeah, and then Cass just starts laughing at Slya's laugh, and I think the pair of them are gone.
That's concerning.
I'm charging you for that.
What was your name?
I am. My stage name, I prefer to go by, is Link in Darkness Amnesia Ravenway.
Great name. Amazing.
Thank you. Yes, now you can call me Lincoln. People sometimes call me that. I prefer
Nice
it.
to meet you.
And all of you. He kind of
The
looks
ones-
around. He kind of looks around at the group of you. Curiously, everyone, what are your passive insights?
20.
20.
Same.
Low, probably, I think.
Just
No.
Oh no,
becoming
18, 18.
F9.
18. 9
Oh.
and it's
12.
okay. 12. It's okay. And Cass, what's your passive insight?
passive insights 12, but perception investigation are good. So
Yeah. So everyone except maybe Bluey and Cass, and I think Cass, you're just too caught up in wiping the red wine off of yourself and getting yourself back together. Bluey, it just goes over your head a little bit. Looks a little bit mournful, maybe wistful almost, as he kind of looks at the group of you. And puts his wings away and just kind of kicks up his demonias and leans back and continues strumming the guitar. You notice that in the neck of it, at the end, there's a cage inside of his. Just sitting as just a little imp who's just swaying the cage back and forward.
What's his name?
No, he doesn't have one.
You've got to name your imps.
I figured he had one, and he just doesn't like talking to me and wouldn't tell me it. But do you want to give it a go?
Slyan'ssun, what's your name? What language is the imp speaking?
Infernal.
Who speaks Infernal?
I as well.
So yeah,
I do.
Neff. What's its name?
You asking, Neff?
Well, I was just listening. Well, if, oh wait, we have to ask in Infernal, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look at. Does Slya look like she wants to go ask as well, or is she busy recovering from the laughing fit?
I was gonna say she's already recovered from the laughing fit, and she was gonna, since Lincoln had said, "I will take payment for that," she'll like flick over like a gold piece at him.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I'll lean over. I'll ask. In Infernal.
Can
Which translates roughly to, "What's your name, little buddy?"
Right, let's see. I need let's pick randomly. George and Aylin, can you guys roll me each a d20?
Ooh.
Hope a 19's good.
19.
And me, 19 as well.
Okay, so you guys have
Bob,
decided this guy's name. The imp kind of looks at you. Kind of looks at you, Neff, and just kind of like swaying in the cage. Just says, "My name is Zatoob." Zatoob.
That's a wonderful name.
Zatoob.
Hi Zatoob. I'm Neff. That's Slya over there. That's Ulster. That's Bluey. That's George. I mean, that's George the player. And that's Cass.
You guys all have like trauma flashbacks to George Shamrock. Immediately stand up. Like,
My head empty. No more names.
There's just
I look back to Bride, and in common I'll convey their name is Zatoob.
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 Maybe you should get it engraved on the cage or something.
Get him a little collar.
But a collar might be. He might find a collar a bit demeaning if he's not into that.
What about band merch with his name on the back?
I like that.
Would you guys like some red berets? I have a bunch left over.
I like one.
My old band members used to wear them.
Whoa!
Oh,
I never
welcome to
felt
your
so
band.
stylish.
Nah, we're not gonna. I mean, it just. I mean, I'm alone now. I'm in hell, so. Kind of, what do you think?
Also puts the beret on.
You know what I just thought of? Zatoob kind of sounds like what the Count on Sesame Street would call like his YouTube channel. Watch me count on Zatoob!
Zatoob!
I'm imagining like Bartok from Anastasia.
Oh.
But
Yes.
Zatoob.
Precisely. Oh my gosh. That's the vibe. If Rasputin was a hot glam rock type, then that would be it.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, blood war's still going on, and got all caught up in that. So
But can you not leave?
nah, no, not really.
You have wings. You can fly away.
I have stuff
Hmm.
that needs done down here, so I'm just
So
gonna
do we.
stay a little longer. What you guys up to?
Also looks at the group.
Sarah's was looking at you kind of cautiously, like, but not saying anything.
We're on a vacation because Saraza didn't want to come. And we convinced him to come on a fun trip.
Loran looks at you like,
I think Slya also has that exact same look. Like,
it's not wrong!
Lincoln.
We're repairing a brotherly relationship that was deeply fractured. He takes Saraza in Loran's hands.
yes, so we went to hell for that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could
No,
also say
stop.
we're damaging another relationship. It's very important, like forever, which we want to do, and the person, they're not good. So
We're getting Cass out of a bad relationship as well. It's really about relationships here. We're very touchy-feely and emotional.
I mean, emotional, I understand. Okay, like, look, I don't know what to say to you, but if you're down here doing anything for the greater good, I'd just cut it. You'll cut it and go. Cut your losses. I've done this before, and it doesn't end the way you want it to.
Thank you for the advice.
You remind me of someone.
Is this person still alive? It sounded very
Wait.
sorrowful. Okay. That was very cryptic.
He just kind of winks. Points to his chest.
Oh.
Um,
I get it.
Yeah.
That was very deep.
I
Poetic.
know, right? Yeah. I'll put it in a song for you
A song.
when I decide to start singing again.
Hopefully that's soon.
I wouldn't bet on it.
I will bet on you. Alstead's trying to be very positive.
Loran, at this point, I think leans forward and just is like, so this is the kind of people you want to make friends with. I see.
I like making friends with people with big scary wings. And teeth.
I had big scary teeth when we met.
You did.
Kind of lets a fang pop.
Alstead pokes it.
It pops back. Why'd you do that? Pops back out. Oh no! Turn it off.
I don't think I can.
Oh no. Oh no.
He's stuck with just one bang.
He leaves it like an anime protagonist. Lincoln looks across the group and looks past you stare and then towards you, Bluey, and kind of just spies your sword and just says, "That's fancy."
well, I mean, I don't take it to most fancy occasions, but it is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Where
do I get something like that?
Talk to a sphinx. And also find it at the bottom of the lake, a shallow one. Yeah. I don't know. Sorry, that's my experience.
sphinxes and mysterious quests talking around what you actually mean. Yeah, no, you're definitely in deep. And if I'm honest, I'm not really looking to get tied up in anything more than I already am. So
We're only here like 21 hours or something. So
well, I'll miss you all dearly, and I wish you all very well on your journey. Don't fall in the river Styx. Seen that happen. Doesn't really end well. When in doubt, the devils are more likely to let you live.
Then who?
The demons.
What is the difference between a devil and a demon?
Demons come from the abyss, and devils come from around here. Devils, when they look at you, they'll see you as either a whetstone or an opportunity to make a deal. And they do love a deal. So, at least you get a moment to barter, to figure things out, make a plan of attack before the blood starts shedding.
Mhm.
Demons aren't so preoccupied with the latter. They're more just a kind of like stab straight in, straight out.
Ew.
Leave.
Very
Ouch.
efficient.
It's efficient. It is. But it'll get you killed quite efficiently too if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and if you see a fucking elven vampire, tell them I'm looking for them.
Elven vampire.
Yeah, they suck. I want
Literally.
literally.
them. Ah, I like you. You're cool. I get it. Also, redemption. No, don't
No.
redeem anything down here. That's your first mistake.
We've already
Don't.
had a few redemption arcs, though. It's a bit late.
Right, up there, maybe it's a bit more meh. Down here, no. No. Nothing is worth it. Just leave.
What? Wait, what?
It's something they try and do. This place, it plays with your mind, okay? A lot of the high-ranking devils kind of play this game with you, try and get you on their side, try and lure you into contracts and things by claiming that they were only doing what they were supposed to. You know, that there's still some good in them. The right kind, alright? The angels do it too. Sucks. No such thing as good. Just don't engage with any of them. If anyone tries shit, and they seem to be above your pay grade, get out of there. Okay? The reason I'm giving you all this advice is because you've told me nothing about your quest. I have no idea what you're going into. Thought it best to cover all your bases.
I told you, Cass is going through a bad relationship breakup.
All of this is very important information to have if you've just left a relationship. You don't want to rebound with some archdevil. Unless you do.
I thought only kobolds did that.
That's pretty good. Well. Down in the fire plane.
Oh, well, you do it with a fire blade.
Down in the fire plane, Taravine is having a nice candlelit dinner with a certain kobold.
Aw.
Taravine's the bottom.
He's such a bottom. Anyway. Well,
It's good advice.
you're welcome. Follow it or not, it's up to you. If you don't, at least you'll soon be free from this mortal coil, eh?
I will know we're most likely to be brought back because we are quite important people.
Very fancy of you.
If you've been brought back, it must mean you're important too. To someone.
I don't know about that. Maybe the first time. Definitely not the second time. But hey. I'm just passing through. Well, if you need anything more from me, I'm just going to be sitting here. I have to make a fairly quick escape when we get to my stop, so. Oh, indeed.
Your stop.
Not for a little while. We'll be hanging out for then. Until then. He just starts strumming a new tune on his guitar. You guys can finish your drinks if you wish. If you have any more questions, you may ask. But otherwise, he seems done with the advice that he had planned to give you.
I think Bluey might also go up to the bar and order what's the bulk up?
Ooh, the bulk up meal. Okay, so the bulk up meal. You have some options. Okay, are you ready? So, you can have a double serving of steamed broccoli over rice with 3 pan-fried crab cakes drizzled with pepper relish. Or 3 baked potatoes, grilled leek, boiled asparagus, and a 2-pound grilled redfish. Or a massive bowl of poultry broth with rice flour dumplings, tender spinach, and 1 round of spicy shredded chicken. Or a massive leafy green salad of spinach, kale, tomato, roasted yellow peppers, and a bowl of white beans, boiled in onions with basil.
Right. Blue will go with that fish. The potato and...
I was literally thinking I'd order that if it was me.
Yeah.
Potato and fish. You just get kind of served this clay pot filled with crispy baked potatoes, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of chive, just heaped with butter. The red fish is just flaking off the bone, and it's just got the skin is perfectly crispy. And most fish can be dry when you cook it, but surprisingly, it's very juicy.
Alright, that's 8 gold, right?
That is
God.
8 gold, please.
That sounds so nice. Oh my goodness.
Indeed, 8 gold.
I haven't yet had dinner.
Hi, my name is Alan.
Oh no. Wait, I didn't know he was so close.
Bah!
Ah!
Oh, I got you!
Alan!
Let me go tell my twin. Kneels down. You'll never guess what, Braun. What is it? I scared him good. Waha!
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 Bluey totally thinks it's the one person.
Enjoy your meal. Stabs a pitchfork in it.
Thank you. It's a good implement. Please.
You now have a pitchfork. Add it to your inventory.
Wait,
It's like a full pitchfork.
Full pitchfork.
It is hell.
It is hell.
All right.
Like a Happy Meal, you get a pitchfork.
Yep. Like in Shrek. And this comes with a medieval meal.
Medieval meal?
An axe.
Oh, there's no D&D item called pitchfork unless I'm horribly bad at spelling. But I will.
Trident?
Trident.
So how is there not a D&D item called a pitchfork?
Yeah.
Seems,
Like a waste almost. Oh. A wasted opportunity.
seems like
really.
a bit.
Mhm. Right.
Do we know how long approximately we have until our stop?
Yes. So what I should have been doing throughout this conversation is also been playing a chime noise, which I added to Slyan'ssun. I haven't been doing that. So instead I will describe what's been happening. As you've had your conversation, you have felt the sort of the movement of this creature kind of ebb and flow slightly, almost coming to a standstill at points. And as it does so, it seems to kind of like let out this singular, long, kind of like sustained ring, very clear, almost like a doorbell, just kind of like being plonk once. And as they do, you've seen the sort of doorway beside you open up, and maybe one or two people have left. No one new has entered since you've started this conversation, and there are some stops where the door just does not open at all, as nobody's getting off here. But you're getting a fair way closer. This conversation may have only taken around an hour or two, including all your drinks. Just having casual conversation, making your way up. So you've got a bit more to go. A little bit more. But you could also find rooms, rest, etc. There are more things on this inn if you wanted to explore. Otherwise, you can just pass the time. Up to you.
I could do a little exploring with this. No, you first.
No, go.
Yeah, I think Cass would be a bit of exploring.
Okay.
I want to go through all the nooks and crannies of all the DM's notes that we don't usually get to see.
Okay. So Cass and Neff, you guys can make your way off to the different areas around here. Ulster, what was it you wanted to do?
I think Ulster is considering asking for a room.
Okay.
He's wondering how long they actually have though until.
Sure. So you can go up and ask for a room. Let's see. One room can hold roughly 4 people in bunks, so you could ask for 2. It's a fee of 10 gold per room.
Okay.
Bit
I
pricier.
think Ulster only wants one room. He's gonna be
One
like,
room.
"Man,"
Yeah.
holds up the wine, gives it a shake.
Pays up 10 gold on your behalf.
Oh no, he didn't mean pay. He was like, "Do you want to finish the wine in the room?"
Yeah.
He didn't mean Ran pay. He doesn't do that.
Loran takes the glasses and follows you off to the room.
Oh wait,
Sarah...
before.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, before Ulster left Lincoln, he would have just stopped and said, "I hope you can fly away one day, Lincoln." Nods, and then he'll leave.
Lincoln just kind of watches after you and just says, "Until then, eh? Until then." And you guys part ways. Wave bye to Lincoln. And you make your way down. Slya, Sarza, Bluey, are you following Neff? Are you following Ulster? And where are you going?
It's a private room. You're not invited to this wine drinking party.
You're not invited to the wine drinking party. Okay, cool. Sarza follows Neff for fear of her falling to her death on this thing, etc., etc. And you guys can do whatever you wish.
I just want to clarify, was that one room, is it just for Brian and Loran, or is that...
I like to think that Bluey started following them, but then also was like,
Oh, do I need to sort out
Get
another
your own
room?
Yes.
Okay, right, sorry.
Thank you for your discretion. Just pulls it right away.
Okay, you guys go off to the room. Slya.
Slya's gonna continue sitting at the table with Lincoln and just kind of enjoying listening to his music and gonna get out like her little like lace point needles again and continue working on those lace sunflowers.
I like that. That's really beautiful. Louis.
Okay, well, Blue doesn't want to like leave Slya alone, and also does not want to be alone, so Blue will hang around here.
Okay, cool. So you can finish your meal very slowly, listen to the music, and keep
She's
good
bulking
company.
up.
Bulking up, getting swole. Okay, so Cass and Neff, you guys make your way through the mobile inn, and this is kind of what you can piece together. So this is a fairly piecemeal, infernal sort of building, but it is quite spacious, even if it is mismatched. Roughly room for 8 to 10 guests in the main common chamber, which is where Lincoln is, where the bar is, etc. There is a sort of secondary atrium with some small like stands out there. They are unmanned, but they seem to sort of like advertise various services that you can kind of employ, but most of them seem to be things you already know about. The healing services that Braun offered, requests for quests and adventurers on adventures into the Hells, and etc., etc. Something you do notice is a doorway which just has arcane repository written on it. It is closed, but clearly not unlocked as it rattles quite violently. So if you wanted to explore, you've kind of met. This is kind of like the room with the most interesting things in it.
Like Cass would like look at Neff, like look at the door, and be like, "You thinking what I'm thinking?"
I think Neff would look at Cass, look at the door, look back at Cass and nod.
Plot twist: she has no idea.
I really wanted Thomas as Neff to say, "I think I am B2 because you're dressed in yellow."
I think I am B2.
Sorry.
Just straight off opening the door, I think Cass will do like a quick Arcana check on it just to make sure that it. I think Cass is like a bit of an issue with doors.
Okay.
Oh, it's like
So you do have a bit of trust issues with doors.
running
Yes.
speed.
Roll me a. Well, I just distinctly remember the session where you set everything on fire.
gonna-
Opening the door. Oh, everyone. Okay, that's probably fine. All right, so roll me an Arcana.
I've got a 25 Arcana.
25. It seems to be relatively safe compared to being in hell.
Great, but let's risk it.
Okay.
But actually, she's kind of positioning herself slightly in front of Neff, just so that if there was anything to come out of the door, it will hit Cass before it hits Neff.
Okay. So Cass,
Oh.
with Neff braced beside you, you click, push the door open, and as you open it, all of a sudden you hear this scream, as nothing happens. It is not a magical door. It is unlocked. And it is not an exaggeration to say that Margaren's magnificent travelling inn is full of books. Every nook, cranny, shelf bag, and box that is unused in this room has been packed with various tomes ranging from arcane lore to saucy romantic fiction.
Oh my god. Cass wants to buy for Slya. Just to see her blush.
There appear to be hundreds of books about the Nine Hells, the Prime Material Plane, the Abyss, and something called Mykonos are all stored in the small quarters here. They can be checked out for a fee, as is said on the door frame, on a sort of note stapled to the door frame. There are multiple copies of each book, but no other book can leave this room, as there is a warning saying that any books you take beyond the boundary, sorry, not this room, this inn, as any book that leaves the walls of the mobile inn will turn to dust.
We don't want book dust.
Oh.
No book dust. No book dust.
I'm-
There is an extraordinary late fee as well, it seems.
How extraordinary.
10,000 gold to the tune of? Yeah. That's realistic, though, isn't
I'm happy to just chill here and read it, actually, while everybody else rests. I think that's what Neff would probably want to do. Unless there's something very sus.
Okay. Well, you guys can settle in. The funny thing is, if to sit anywhere in this room, you kind of have to make a bed of books for yourselves. And there are places along the sort of shelf
Can we
where
make
they
a
are.
book then?
You can turn these shelves into a various,
Yes, please.
like a book nook. And some of them have been clearly used to do this before. They have sort of like a human-shaped dip in the spines, etc. And you kind of pick out a book to your liking. What kind of books are you looking at?
I'm just picking.
Cass might try and find like demon versus devil
Ooh.
sort of get some info.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like I feel like Cass is looking for like a demon versus devil information book, but then finds enemies to lovers instead, and is like, oh, but this is so much better.
Okay, yeah. Hang on. You find 2 books, I'm gonna say, to the tune of this. Won't make you make investigations unless you're looking for something incredibly specific, because there are just so many books like this here. The first one you find is simply titled The Blood War, and it describes the ancient conflict which rages between the fiends of the lower planes and the demons who are the inhabitants of the abyss. The interesting thing about this war is it is between equally evil creatures and communities, being neutral evil and a lawful evil. However, even that much seems to have put them at odds with one another. Reading it, you learn that the main side of the conflicts pertaining to the Blood War is Avernus, the first layer of the 9 Hells. And that in the initial attacks in the ancient times, years and years ago, demonic forces sailed the River Styx into the layer and were repelled by these sort of diabolic legions that brought reinforcements from the lower levels of the Hells. But the conflict did not remain confined to Avernus, as the destructive kind of skirmishes emerged all over the multiverse and ended up wreaking havoc. The largest issue kind of stemming from this was each time one side seemed defeated, the victors of that side would then go forth to wreak havoc elsewhere, requiring demons to come in again and that conflict to be crushed. And if the demons won, they would then go forth to wreak havoc elsewhere. In order to protect the multiverse, it seems the writer of this volume seems to believe that the Blood War must perpetually keep going on and on and on endlessly. Otherwise, one side would overwhelm the rest of the material plane. Also, they theorize.
Ooh.
Cool. And that's what you learn. The second book that you find is a steamy enemies to lovers romance about a necromancer from the abyss who is a sort of spindly, spider-like, semi-humanoid demon who comes to Avernus and takes refuge in some of the caves along the River Styx, where they read and become infatuated in the sort of lore of this like magnificent human warrior who they believe slayed all the devils, except it turns out that the human warrior that they believe slayed all the devils was not in fact a human but a demon. A demon themselves, and they on 2 sides of this conflict, and they have to overcome their differences before they can ...
Dun, dun, dun.
Thank you for the raid.
And they
Appreciate
fall in
it.
love
Wisdom
by
saves. Thank you very
chapter
much. Welcome, everybody.
17, probably,
Hope you're all well.
if you're reading that long. Neff, what are you looking for?
I think Neff is probably half indulging in some of the wild fiction that this library has to offer. Combined with that, I think if we're here for long enough and we're just chilling out, then I think she would just be looking for anything that might be possibly useful. Just information about the hells themselves. That kind of rhymes.
Sure. The Hells, yeah.
The hells themselves.
of course, let me just give you a moment. Give me a moment.
Have all the moments you'd like. I have plenty of them.
You kind of learn you kind of pick up a book on cosmology and the makeup of the hells by a mage known as Nomoto Sin, who opens up the chapter on the hells, stating, from the boiling rivers of fluid in Avernus to the sheer crags of Nessus, a body to be hard-pressed to find a place that sums up the cold cruelty of the multiverse better than Bartor does. And Bartor is the extended name of the hells, the 9 hells of Bartor.
The 9 hells of Bartor.
Yeah, Baator.
Oh, Bartor. Okay, I get you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flex my knowledge to everybody. Like the 9 hells of Bartor.
Yeah. It talks of the Great Wheel of Cosmology, which you can find. I know you have this book.
Is that like the Wheel of Fortune?
It is very little like that. It's this.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
The Planes of Cosmology. The Great Wheel of Cosmology, a complex and comparatively cosmopolitan place in which the gods of the many worlds and pantheons kind of intermingle. Many beliefs and faiths have informed the existence of planes, what exists, what is real, what is unreal, and what is made. Because, as you know, through events in the planes occurring, new multiverses, new dimensions, new domains are being created in every moment. It seems, at least, in that way. And as belief systems flux and change, multi-dimensions kind of gain different levels of power, with those with the most sort of like stable belief currently being the Hells, the Shadowfell, the Feywild, and the Elemental Planes, with those being the most widely known, most widely explored, holding dominion at the moment. But it was not always this way. In the times where the elements ruled the material plane, those became the strongest and informed the lives of the many. In the times where pandemonium and chaos reigned, in the Age of Arcanum, as magic was brought to this land, the outer planes, sort of scattered amongst the astral sea, grew in prominence. Upper and lower planes, Bitopia, Elysium, Hades, Gehenna, the 9 hells, all kind of had a role to play in the formation of the world as we know it today.
Holy moly, that's a lot of lore.
It's a lot of lore, and now you kind of know how the world works in a better way, and your mind breaks a little.
I feel like I've learned much more than I've ever known. But guys, I've got a lot of stuff to tell you. This is in this book specifically.
As you're kind of like having this like moment of panic, you hear a.
Can I find the source of the?
Both of you hear this noise, this kind of scuttling noise, almost like a bug.
Do you hear that, Cass?
Cass is like, looks up and then starts blushing, like, what did you say?
I look at the book. The Cass is reading.
So it's like, oh, it's great, you should read it too.
I'll have to give it a try.
But now that Neff has said, Cass is like, yeah, what is that? Yes.
Are we in danger?
Also, Sarazen just sort of like, has Sarazen just been silently watching us this whole time?
Sarazen is standing at the doorway. He has picked up a book of his own. It seems to be a book on resurrection and reincarnation, and the life cycles, Elysium, Hades, Gehenna, the 9 hells, etc. Afterlife. He's looking concerned, like, who am I going to meet there? Those kinds of vibes. But anyway, that's a small joke, just for me. Anyway, as you kind of observe the room around you, Cass, with your passive perception being particularly good. Neff, yours not being terrible either. You just... It's like that scene in The Hobbit where Bilbo's holding his one ring, but you can see the shadow of Gollum just kind of climbing ahead of him over top. And you look up and you just see, scaling the side of this bookshelf, a sort of like ruggedly clad creature almost. Their clothing made out of book bindings, book ribbons and pages, all kind of fused to their skin almost, it seems. Their fingers are long and sharp as letter openers, and their mouth around the chin area is almost folded like origami. The skin is so like delicate. And they are just pulling books from the shelves.
I would like to take my turn to be afraid a little bit.
Cool.
I'd like to take my turn to insight check said creature to see if it has malicious intent or it's just chilling with the books.
Cool. Roll me an insight check, please.
Insight is not my forte.
Also would love this creature.
One.
Allstate would adore this. With a
Yeah,
1, it seems that this creature needs assistance more than anything else right now. It seems lost and confused.
Excuse me, do you need help sorting the books?
Shh! This is a library!
Looks down.
Sorry, didn't mean to. Neff, we have to be quiet.
Neff nods without saying a word.
This creature kind of like pulls something out of one of the folds of their skin, and it seems to be a book embosser, and they just kind of stamp one of the pages. That should have been stamped weeks ago. They close the book and arrange it back.
I'm so
Alphabetical!
And they sort of like
This is so unsettling.
they go and put the book back into its proper place, and then it emerges.
That's my ideal final form.
Yeah. The lily monster puts its head over the edge of the bookshelf, and
Absolutely love this creature.
Yeah.
you see a single eye fold twitch as it scuttles towards you, Cass.
All this whimsical music that's playing.
Book spine!
Just kind of pops the book spine so it's not cracked in half the way you were holding it, and they just kind of withdraw.
I'm sorry,
Treat your
but
books better.
Can Neff delicately put back the books that she was reading?
Okay, where are you putting them in the proper place?
In the I'm gonna take my time as cautiously as I can. I will roll for it if I have to make sure they're rolled perfectly.
We booksellers respect that.
This is the bookseller. You don't know its name, but you get the feeling its name is Dimmock.
That's actually a good name. Dimmock.
Dimmock. So, would you like to roll to put back this book before?
What is it that I'm rolling? Is it sleight of hand or something?
I'd say an intelligence check.
Intelligence check. Am I smart enough to put them back correctly? Let's find out. Maybe. It's a 9.
9? You start to sort of like confidently walk over to the bookshelf, and you almost slotted it in, and then in the gap between the books, you just see a single folded eye, like, and almost fitting through the gap, you see this creature fold their way through and pull themselves out of the bookshelf, and they just kind of like take the book from your hands,
Take it.
and shake their head quietly, and scuttle across the floor, leaving just a flurry of pages in their wake.
whilst that happens, like, we channel her inner Brian, and I'm going to use the dice that Lily bought me.
The Brian.
And it's also going to put the books back where they were supposed to be.
Okay.
Oh, the inner Brian channeling was
By the way, if you're watching, shout out to the sponsor. Use exclamation mark JJ Malibu in the chat.
intelligence, yeah?
Code BarinAde 15 for 15%
Yes,
off.
it is.
So 21.
21. That was a very good roll. And you feel the presence of this creature watching you as you perfectly place your book back, and you just almost feel it breathe a sigh of relief as it just relinquishes its sort of like loom on you and slinks back into the shadows, disappearing.
This place is really cool. That was
Sorry.
That was to Neff and Saraza.
Saraza just says, what just happened? I've been reading the book this entire time.
Don't bend the spine.
Oh. Saraza just kind of like slowly closes the book very gently and puts it back on the desk. I was doing some light reading about dying and the afterlife and reincarnation. Did you know if you die too many times, you start to lose parts of your soul? Looks to Neff.
What are you talking about? I feel fine.
But both of you have died once already. If you die again, like the book says that we can't guarantee how much of you will come back every time.
I've noticed that my hands get shakier at night. Maybe that's why.
It's a feeling, like a look of just like plain horror courses through Sara's eyes and just says, I think perhaps we should just discuss that with the group. I'll check this book out and we can have a talk. And Slya might want to know this also.
Yeah, I think Cass actually.
Good luck getting Ulster and Loran out.
She put back the war book and she is checking out the smut.
Great. You guys can continue checking out your slot, checking out your war books. Whilst you're all doing that, Ulster and Loran, what are you up to? ... Is this ...
Only if Loran's up for it. Ulster's just brought the wine up.
This is fine. I think that there is absolutely nothing wrong with this.
Does he have to
whatsoever.
roll to seduce?
Ulster, if you would like a roll, a roll can be made.
Oh, hey, you rolled a 15. Plus,
Ooh.
did Loran not get lots of seduce points?
It was an 11.
Okay.
Plus, I don't even know, charisma?
Yeah. 16.
16. Oh. Well, do what you want with that information.
What's the DC to seduce Loran? Come on.
Well, you both rolled. They both rolled 16s, which makes me think there was some mutual seduction going on, and I think we can rejoin them, perhaps when the bottle of wine is finished. Slya and Bluey, you stick around up top of the mobile inn. Is there anything you wish to accomplish in the meantime?
I think Bluey would probably get the pitchfork out and just sort of non-threateningly, and not like last time where she actually accidentally injured Neff. She'll just sort of like toss it, like spin it in the air, just sort of like get a feel for it. Just like look around. Yeah.
Can you play any instruments? Lincoln asks you from the corner.
No, I mean I've tried a few, but
I mean, you could be a groupie.
What's a groupie?
Kind of just build up hype, hang around on the tour bus. I have a war machine somewhere called the Black Parade, but I left it near the sticks and I forgot to go get it.
A whole war machine?
Yeah.
Oh, is it like a...
Yeah, it's like a huge motorbike with a skull on the front. It's the skull of the guy who killed me once. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Metal, you could say.
Did you kill him, or was that just luck? Okay, right. I mean, I feel I haven't heard a groupie before, but I feel like I like to be a bit of a groupie for my friends.
That's all we can ask for in this life, and I wish you well. What's your name again?
I wish you well, Lincoln and Bluey. This is me being a groupie. You're good on the guitar, and I assume you're good in general. Woo!
Oh my god, you remind me of someone too. I like you. You're good.
You too. Louis just goes back to trying and talking.
Hey,
Mhm.
leans in, just kind of says, You don't come back here when you're done with whatever it is. Once is enough. Okay? I've met people like you down here before. And I would recommend getting out as soon as possible.
Okay.
Great, cool. I was expecting a little bit of pushback, but of course, no. I can respect that.
There's a lot of sort of active war, and I feel like as a group we're maybe good at, well, maybe not good at negotiation, but we want to try that sort of stuff, and there's lots of little things that sort of, but things. I think I heard someone say earlier that things are on fire. Like,
Your friend Ulster. He would do well down here.
fine. I
What
mean,
I'm
yeah,
saying
also.
is, his husband looked like they could hold their own in terms of trauma, but you strike me as very good. Just
I mean, all my friends are.
yeah, what I'm saying is more of like a untainted kind of like pureness that seems to radiate from you.
Oi.
Someone with a gentle heart.
Yeah,
Thank you, Slya.
Yeah, that's fair.
what I was going for.
This gentle heart has seen a bit recently. That's more me as a player, and not Bluey.
I'd say harden it a little, if you can. Oh, fuck. Hang on. You're gonna need these. Shit, forgot. And Lincoln just sort of like leans down and starts rifling around in their sort of like traveling pack, which is on the like sort of laid on the floor beside them. Don't ask me about why they are called the thing that they're called, because you won't like the answer, and you have a gentle heart. So, but if you're getting off this place and you don't know much about the Hells, which I kind of feel like you don't, I don't really think you really know what you're getting yourselves into, but I digress. You're going to need a couple of these just to stay safe. And Lincoln passes out, how many are there? 7? 7 small round coins, which appear to be pitch black. And they just seem to have like a small core in them, which almost flickers in differing colors and values.
Soul coins?
Soul coins. Yeah. These things are really great. They'll ferry you across the River Styx. They're good for diverting any devils or demons you might come across if you need to pay your way through. If you need to power a war machine, you can also use them for that. Pretty valuable up top as well, if you find the right buyer.
Bluey says to Slya, did we see these in the other hot place?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so you know where they are. Wonderful.
Okay. The other hot place.
Yeah. You'll need one each or so.
Thank you.
No worries.
Thank you.
Do you tend to do this for everyone who looks like they don't know what they're doing around here, or just us fools? I don't know.
Only the fools I like.
Yeah, the compliment. Ultimately,
Yeah.
a compliment.
I'm incredibly generous today.
Thank you.
Slya reaches into her bag and pulls out basically like another one of the like her like little lace stars and kind of slides it across the table to Lincoln. A gift in exchange, if you ever need a friend.
You know how things are done down here. And kind of attaches the star to the edge of Zatub's cage. And Zatub looks at it and just starts batting it like. I also have a dead crow called Edgar Allan Crow. I can make it dance. He assembles the bones, the wings, and then snaps his fingers and it starts doing a little jig on the table. I want to show that to Ulster when he comes back. I think he'd like it.
Also,
Is it just the bones arranged and they're dancing, or does the crow materialize?
Seems to semi-materialize.
Okay. It's a bit.
Alright. So, with the dancing crow on the table and my throat needing water, we will take a brief break here. We will come back to catching up with Ulster and Loran before you all go and find yourselves a little bit of rest and make your way off the Bibble Inn. So we'll see you then.
That's it. Now.
Okay.
Boom, we have audio. We are back with audio, and we are back with video as well. Hello.
Oh, Lily, I just saw the message that you sent me. That's really soft, actually.
I like to treat that as canon a little bit.
I think that's sweet. I like
I don't
it.
know if I should share that or not, but yeah, I thought I'd send it to you.
You can if you like, if it's something you want to. I don't mind.
Okay. I think the reason that also I was like a bit soft with Lincoln and like wanted to talk to Lincoln is because he's used the mirror a lot, and I think in some iterations of the mirror he would have seen flashes of what the life of his child with Karul would have been like, and in that universe, Rhea ends up with Lincoln, and I think he kind of recognized Lincoln's face, but maybe didn't know where from.
Oh.
But yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, that's what I'm rolling with.
Yeah. Wait, you guys probably have seen this art already. But if you want to see what they look like,
Yes,
yeah,
please.
they're very pretty.
they're very pretty. I think you've seen this before. But that's Lincoln.
Yeah.
That's Rhea.
Pretty.
Pretty.
This art is so nice. So good.
Pretty.
It is.
E. Anyway, shall we get back into the game? Yes.
Yeah, I'm eating. All good. I'm still here.
Thomas?
We've been back already. I brought us back already.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know
The
that.
first
Okay, cool.
time you asked, I brought us back.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought because I'm sorry. Okay, so we back. Well, hang on. Now I've got to do my things. Bonk. Music okay for everyone?
Yep.
Okay, so as we re-enter the mobile inn, George, can you go mute if that's all right?
Oh, sorry.
As we re-enter the mobile inn, we go down the stairs towards one of the private rooms where we find a locked door, an empty bottle of wine, and two snoozing husbands. Definitely snoozing. As you wake up from your rest, is there anything you wish to do, say, or accomplish before we carry on with our mission in the house?
Compliment the wine.
It was pretty good, wasn't it?
I hope it was worth every gold piece.
Honestly, that was but a dent in my many riches. A larger dent than I'm used to, but still.
Mm-hmm. Who
Nothing I can't
exactly
make
will be flexing on this time?
No one in particular. I might just have spending issues.
Yes. If you would like, I can manage your coin purse. You know, I wouldn't actually use it.
I just like expensive things. Is that such a crime?
Would you like to give me some of your gold to manage but not spend?
Can I give it to you as a gift?
Yes, but I won't use it.
Well, it's an investment in you and your well-being.
It's
your
my
prosperity.
investment in you and your spending issues.
He gets up, goes over to his pack, and starts pulling out a coin upon coin purse until he's a small treasure trove piled up on the floor. Don't ask how I carry all of this. It's why I'm weak.
Would you like to give me maybe half of that to look after?
Yes.
That way, no matter what you spend, we'll always have half left.
I suppose I could part with that much. He starts carefully counting out the coin.
How many coins does he give us?
Um,
Rebring also doesn't understand the value of money. He just doesn't get it. He's like, oh, yeah.
Jade and Ulster would get along.
It's because Ulster's a spoiled royal, but yeah. Jade is a bit more pure and wholesome.
From Loran's pocket, you take 2,000 gold pieces. What? That's 2 reincarnations. And a nice
spent-
jacket for me.
You spent 500 gold pieces on wine.
And I would spend 500 more.
How
Well,
about, whilst we're in hell, we try not to spend money on things we do not need?
Is this an intervention?
I didn't lure you here with the promise of interventions. No, that wasn't my
No,
intention.
you lured me here with other things.
But I had no ulterior motives until
no.
right now, and it is a good time for intervention because I do think you spend too much money.
Right. All right. I will give this frugal living a try.
It's not
My
frugal
parents
living.
did it, Sarza did it, I can do it.
Loran, it's not frugal living. It's sensible living.
I'm sorry, that word just... I don't know it. It's sensible. It's odd on the tongue. It sits
Sensible.
differently in my mouth. Sensible.
Well, because
Don't
when
like
you have
it. Strike
when
it
you
from
actually
the dictionary.
when you have a lot of money, the best way to stop it being taken from you is not to flaunt it.
But I have
That's
you.
what my father said to me when he sent me out. It's like, oh, I'm not going to give you any nice clothes or money because then people would rob you anyway. So if we
Althea,
hide the money,
I met you back then. People would have robbed you.
they
But
didn't.
they didn't. Also, are we really in the mood to be listening to your father?
No.
I don't know why I'm arguing against this. This sensible thing seems actually rather understandable.
Well, I could be the semi-sensible one, and you could be sad that you don't have 2,000 gold now.
Woe is me. I'm so wounded. He
Would you like
collapses
a
onto
kiss?
the
Oh.
collapses onto the bed. The vapors are getting to me. My senses are overwhelmed.
Ulster picks him up and gives him a kiss.
You guys can continue your rest as you like, until you hear a knock at the door. Is it safe?
Away. Oh, it's you, Sarza.
You just hear before you hear that, you just hear steps going. Oh, okay. I'll wait for the door. I'll go find Slya instead.
Oh, Ron, should we let him in?
Let's let him get a little bit further away so that we can clean up, make the room presentable.
Are there any nice robes that the tavern has?
Sure. You also have the lovely, really thoughtful gift of 2 robes, Mr. and
Ulster
Mrs.
puts that on.
Yeah.
Ulster puts that robe on and goes to open the door.
Okay, you just see you see Sarah's Tushy as he just starts walking up the stairs. He disappears out of sight.
Sarza,
His cake stops. He turns around.
walk that cake back.
Clap, 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 clap. Peeks down the stairs.
Ulster's like,
Well,
you wanted
Caution.
something?
This seems like a bore time.
Oh no, we're finished. With the wine, he pulls out the wine bottle.
Right. I will go and... You know what? I was too hasty coming here. I'm going to go and get Slya. And if Bluey wants to come as well, Bluey. But I want to speak to those who can do the resurrecting and reincarnating.
I'm the only one who can do the reincarnating.
Okay. Right. I'll just go and check that Slya can't resurrect people.
Oh, she can do the whatchamacallit, the also struggles for cleric terms. She can bring people
Revivify.
back with diamonds. Thank you,
Revivify.
Duran.
Yep. Studied them.
Raised
My-
dead.
Raised
And
dead.
Ray's dead.
Studied
We
that
can come.
now.
We can.
Sorry.
We'll be 2 minutes if you want to wait for us.
Of course.
Just
I'll
stay
just
right
go.
there. Also slams the door.
You change back into presentable clothing, / you keep your robes on, and
Just comes out with slippers.
bunny slippers, robe, little fluffy headband to keep the hair out the eyes. face mask on.
His hair's all braided back.
Wonderful. You guys make your way up. With Saraza in tow, and you can settle back around Lincoln, where just everyone just seems to gravitate to. Makes
Lincoln's like,
sense.
go away.
It's hard to be broody and emo in a corner when so many happy people kind of come and sit in my space.
Exactly. I kind of got used to it too.
Great. So
Anyway, passes into the character.
great. So you guys settle down, and Slya, Saraza looks to you, and then he looks to Allstare, and he just kind of addressing mostly the two of you. Now,
Serious business. That's Sarah's a serious business face. He gets this little wrinkle here.
well, that's, I mean,
Has he always had that? He looks around.
always ever since we were children, you were serious business, Loran. Yeah, that makes sense.
Loran doesn't have any wrinkles, but I guess that means he's never serious business.
Do I sound serious business to you,
Is that Loran or Saraza?
Loran?
Do you sound serious business? No, you sound Loran. Saraza's serious business.
Wonderful. I'm going to change the music back to the happy music because we're not quite there yet.
Am I wrong? Or is that from some sort of video game as well? Or am I?
No, it's free royalty music off of YouTube. So if you're into
Oh,
that,
okay. The like little violin bit. Never mind. Right.
I really do miss playing the Witcher music in the background. Tesham, no, it was so good. But like, hey ya, hey ya. So good.
Good song.
Anyway, so flattering Loran aside, Saraza just
He
kind
wasn't
of
flattering. Stupid.
insulting Loran aside.
It wasn't an insult either.
Perfectly neutral statements towards Loran aside. Saraza just says, I was down in, there's a arcane repository. It's full of books.
You can read
Leah immediately perks up.
books.
Thought you might. There's a strange creature down there made of paper and flesh and...
Ulster immediately starts for the door.
Okay, wait, but there was... Okay, he's realising he's lost the both of you. Saraza's just gonna try and like...
She hasn't gone anywhere, she just perked up.
Okay.
Ulster
wait,
stops by the door.
Please, there's just a discussion that needs to be had. And there's a reason why Neff isn't here for it. Even though she has, objectively, the powers that you might, looking towards Slya. Bluey, yes?
Sensing the like important nature of this discussion, Bluey, can I do a perception check? Just like no one's looking at them, right? I don't know. Like
Except Lincoln.
Lincoln is
Like-
right there, just like, do you want me to
Apart
go?
from Lincoln,
Or do you want to go? Because I was kind of here first. I like my space. They can just shift 2 tables to the left.
But
I don't have
these
to hear.
couches are the comfiest.
That's why I sat here.
Exactly.
We can't floor that. Alright.
My logic is infallible.
Just like my knowledge of sick guitar riffs.
Why don't you play some rather loud, sick guitarists while we talk then?
Okay. Oh wait, there has to be... Hang on.
Some sort of good-
There has to be... I'm pretty sure there is. I think I know where it is too.
It's very good.
Okay, actually, we're going to swap over to that music because I like that a lot. Okay. So Lincoln starts playing a set of sick guitar riffs in the background, which are going to start any second now. Hang on. Cool. As Saraza leans in and he just says, listen, I was reading in one of the tomes down there. You can go and have a look for more information yourselves, but the situation seems to be this. The more that one dies, the more damaged their soul becomes. And it seems that
Is this a
dying,
Neff intervention?
well, both Cass and Neff have died once before. They've come back, aside from the wounds you might expect, to their minds and mental health. Mostly themselves. And the book would seem to suggest that dying once is not such an afflict as dying twice, 3 times, or more. And it seems being back more than twice can do things to the soul.
That explains why they didn't just kill my father again.
It seems to be a sort of fail-safe built into the biology of magic. I know nothing of magic, you need to understand that. I just read that in a book, at which Loran just chimes in and just says, no, you're right. And I think I learned similar things when I was studying in the High Solarian. My education was far more regimented, maybe, than looks to Slia, than yours was. I didn't exactly have a deity to turn to whenever I needed answers. It was more about just hopefully finding the same facts necessary. So I can't say I know everything about the subject. But yes, that does track. The soul can be torn asunder if it takes too many trips to the astral plane and back.
What do you become?
Saraza just says, I think some parts of you stay and feed the Shadowfell. I think you become less of yourself, like less
Like
saturated.
a zombie?
No, maybe not at first.
Fractured and spread too thin.
Yes.
Like not enough butter?
On a very warm crumpet, which soaks it all up, and then you know how it seeps out of the bottom onto the plate, and you kind of have to wipe it up.
Oof. That's tasty.
Like, imagine if that was your brains and soul.
So basically, we're all buttery crumpets. And
Yes.
the more you bring someone back, the less butter you have.
And the more holes to seep through, yes, indeed.
That's
Lincoln
sad.
just stops guitar playing and just says, there's something about you guys that's just wonderful, and I'm glad that I met you all.
We like you too, Lincoln.
Cool, I'm gonna go get a
Yes.
crumpet. And he stands up and goes over to the bar.
Oh, Slia will disperse the rest of the soul coins to Sarazar, Brian, and Loran. Still holding on to, I guess, Cass's and Neff's.
Saraza just
What
goes,
sounds like-
We will need these down here.
Well, I'm
They
already
were-
managing Loran's money, so I might as well manage scary coins.
Loran needs one too. We all need one.
Oh no, that's fine.
Mm.
Loran, don't spend it. Gives it to Loran.
I will do my best not to. But no, I'll hold on to this just in case we get separated for any reason and I need it to get out of here.
Also,
It won't
immediately latches on.
It won't happen. We just
Like-
kind of like.
No.
Saraza,
Yes.
is there a reason you wanted to bring this up? I mean, apart from like, it's important to know, but is there like something you were thinking we could do about it?
Try not to die.
Well,
And if we do die, make sure it's not Cass and Neff. That's what I'm inferring.
thank you for reading my mind. essentially.
Or the ran. He puts her out behind him.
Sarah says, "Don't worry, I won't be letting that happen. Any of you, if I can help it. But what I'm saying is, at the very least, I will be making sure that they don't die. Cass is especially vulnerable. We don't know what's going to happen to her soul, and I hate to speak of her when she's not here to say something for herself, but we need her alive as much as we can. And Neff's been beyond once before, and
She did
I
come
know
back a bit funky.
she did. And here's the thing, I know that Jibakari isn't a patron in the same way as Alan, but I still don't know if I want her soul being at the whim of the Sphinx of Death, especially knowing what we know.
It's fair enough.
We won't let them die. It's a promise here.
To Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln playing
Lincoln comes
ominous.
back, Lincoln comes back with a Nutella crumpet and a butter crumpet, and he's just like got one kind of hanging out of his mouth, like, oh no, I promise. What am I signing up for again? If it's Scientology, I'm out.
What is
No.
Scientology?
It's a cult.
I mean, they're
You
trying
ever
to
heard
get
of
you.
Tiamat?
They're trying to get you, I think, to take a personality quiz, but like maybe a really long one. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Lincoln
No.
can join my cult. Would you like to join my cult? We give flower crowns to every new recruit. Would you
Yeah.
like one?
You do notice he has a metal kind of like crown, like helm around his crown with like wings on it.
Mhm.
I do. Here's the thing. Do you know there's something I've always wanted that I've never been able to get my hands on, and that's just like a cool crown.
Uh-huh.
I want one of those.
Well, if you don't want... Let me try something. Come here. Allstar will try and craft something for Lincoln. I might need to make a dexterity check.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what. I'll just roll the dex. It's a 19 plus 2, so it's 21. So it's gonna work. He's gonna, unless Emma thinks it can't work, it's going to be, he's gonna craft flowers around Lincoln's head, but he's gonna make sure they're in shades of like black and white, and then he's gonna try and freeze them, so there's like all these points coming up. from the
Oh,
ground.
yeah, that's cool. Yes.
He's gonna try and make it cool.
That's awesome. Yes. Shit. I like this.
Welcome to
plot.
my cult.
Amazing. Would you like to join my band? Can you play any music? You can't be a singer, that's my thing.
Oh.
Don't steal my thunder.
I think I could play the piano at one point, but I was rather
Okay.
poor at it and I did not enjoy it.
Oh, but okay.
I can sing, but you are the singer, so I will not take that position.
Backup?
Yes.
Okay.
I could do accompanying wails of sorrow.
That's kind of what our whole MO is. Loran.
You can be the visual.
Pyrotechnics? Yeah. That's it. Slya, what do you play? Anything at all?
The flute.
Heavy metal flautist. Chromatic chaos is going to be chased off the stage. Okay, I'm into it. Bluey's the groupie. Awesome. Sarah's a
Bodyguard?
Yes, bouncer, bodyguard. I'm gonna hop down and just check to see if Cass and Neff have any skills they might be able to inflict on this group. I can't really leave hell, so you're gonna have to practice on your own. And when he looks at you all stare, when I eventually fly the nest, if possible, I will come up and we can
You
have
will.
a gig.
You will.
When I want to. It's not yet. Not yet. He hops down and heads down the stairs. Towards the arcane repository, you just hear a click, door opens. Yes, Leah?
Just out of curiosity, could I have made some like
Oh no.
I was just gonna ask for knitting checks, but
Yes, you may. Let's do that. Oh, there you go. Let's do that. You can have done... I'm going to say you could have done 4 knitting checks.
Okay.
I'd say.
The first one is a 17.
17.
The second one is a 18.
18.
Next one, not so good, is an 11.
11.
And the last one is a 16.
Okay. Okay. So I think with that sort of like a couple of mixed successes, some firm successes, you can make a... How far along do you think you would be on this sunflower when you started it?
I hadn't actually like rolled previously for any.
Oh, I think then you could make a fair start on the basics. You need a little bit more work to put the finishing touches on it, but it would only probably take you another hour or so.
Okay.
If you wanted to finish off. But you could probably do it in this session.
Okay.
Finishing it up. Okay, cool.
Will do. Thank you.
Alright. So, Lincoln hops downstairs to the arcane repository, clicks the door open. Cass, Neff, as you're sitting there reading, absorbed in your various smut novels and your perhaps more arcane inclined research, you just see Lincoln pop his head in and just say, "Hey, I just met you and this is crazy, but we're getting a band together, vaguely. Do any of you play instruments? You can't sing."
I feel like this has never come up, but I feel like Cass could play the drums.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yes, she can.
And she
Okay.
can like have made that, so it's gonna be like even more drums. So.
Okay. Do you
Um,
mind
you've got
not being...
this-
Oh, shit! And then you just hear like a the shredding of paper. It's like
Oh,
this
no.
like a librarian just like... I think it's just like... Quiet isn't really my thing. It just kind of scrabbles towards him. He's like, ah! And closes the door.
I think at that, Cass would put her book away and be like, "Shall we follow to Neff?"
Neff nods.
Okay, Neff, Cass, as you exit, you just see Loran. No, not Loran. Lincoln
Loran.
is sitting on the steps. He is Loran now. He puts on a fake beard and takes off his beret and just says, "Hello, my name's Loran."
And Cass is just like, "Yeah, I see."
Anyway, Cass, drums. Neff, do you have any musical prowess whatsoever?
I don't know how fantasy this is, but could Neff play a keytar?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Because it is like some sort of string version of it.
Lincoln plays a magically electric guitar, so there you go.
I could just really see Neff playing, what is it called when it's like, you just like put your hand and it's like a really weird noise thing.
Accordion?
I mean, I can just so see Neff just being like, "Woo!" with that.
Alternatively, I feel like Neff would be very keen at the melodica.
The what? What does it look like?
So it's like basically it's like a little like key thing that you can play, but you like hum through it at the same time.
Oh, with a little
So
pipe?
it's like a keyboard guitar, or not guitar, like a keyboard kazoo.
Keyboard kazoo. It's the one with the...
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Neff could definitely play the
Japan.
kazoo.
The kids in Japan play that all the time. Now here's the thing, there are music rooms, but usually the music classes just take place in the regular classrooms. So I'll be teaching, and then all of a sudden you'll just hear as they like start playing their keyboard kazoos. Like, ugh, it's so good. It's horrifying, but it's great. They're really good at it too. Like, pretty much without exception, they can all do it. And I don't think that was true for me with the piano at school. So, anyway, Lincoln, seeming satisfied, just says, "Great. I'm pleased with the energy we've created in the studio today. And with that, I'm going to go." On that sick guitar riff, he sort of drifts down the stairs, possibly going back to his room. And you guys can take the rest of your trip as the chimes carry on, crawling ever closer to the third chime. And rest. So, would you like to rest? Take some time just to chill and prepare yourselves before you head out. It's probably Ulster looking. You remember looking up at the ceiling of your room, knowing that there were, last time you checked, only about 6 chimes left. So roughly 2 more hours before you have to head off.
We can do face masks and hair braiding.
Okay, so you start hair braiding, face masking.
Louis, I will figure something out.
You hear the twins bickering, preparing meals. Margaret occasionally wafts through and sniffs in your direction, Cass, but doesn't pay you any mind. Unless you want to engage with her, she just kind of leaves you
Smells
be.
like alarm.
Smells like alarm.
I actually might engage with her.
Yeah. She just heads
Margaret.
into she heads out of the kitchens and looks down at you and just says, "Yes."
I have noticed you sniffing me a lot, and I was wondering, is there any way to be able to hide the smell that I'm giving off? Just because I don't necessarily want to be clocked by everyone.
A way to hide the smell. Well, having lived as long as I have, knowing what I know about this world, I can honestly tell you that your situation is fairly irreversible. In spite of all the perfumes you might use, they will fade eventually.
I'm not necessarily looking for a long fix. Just whilst I'm in the
Here for a
area.
good time, not a long time.
Yeah, I'm here for a good time, not a long time, and in that time, I don't want to necessarily be sniffed out by certain people.
You know what I can do? There is a certain creature which has an incredibly strong infernal odor. Now, it would be so overpowering to those susceptible to it that it would completely mask, for the time that it chose to spend with you, any foulness that might have stemmed from your agreement. And funnily enough, it's the exact same creature upon which we stand now. But of course, as you know, this creature is a slightly changed version of what the actual one looks like. This is what I'm referring to. And she goes into the kitchens, and you can hear her really quickly just kind of talking with the cook. And there's just like a scuttering noise, a couple of crashes of pans, and she comes out with a takeaway box, and it's just kind of like moving, like as something inside of it is trying to escape. And what you see when she opens the box is this creature jump out of it and crawl up your arm.
What have I done? What parasite have I now decided to get instead of having a smell?
Look in the chat.
Oh god, I'm concerned. Oh,
Looks like my roommate's cat.
Yeah. You see this chubby little leather-stomached blue-furred creature with like these like 3-toe claws, almost sloth-like, and these 2 like candy corn shaped horns, little hair spikes and amber eyes, like large and adorable. Just kind of like clamber up, and like a flying squirrel, its 2 top hands attach to your collar, and its like back legs like kind of dig into your back, and it just like a little parachute, it just holds onto you. And it seems to just be very comfortable hanging off of you at the moment. Make me an animal handling check, if you don't mind.
Okay, animal handling I don't think is my forte. That is a 13.
13. It stays on.
Can I try and charm it with charisma instead? Oh, what a cute little critter.
Let me really quickly check what its intelligence stats are. Critter 5e. Oh, it's so weak.
Oh.
Okay, its wisdom is not
We're so
terrible.
guilty
Its charisma is amazing. So you could potentially charm it. I'll allow. What are you trying to do to charm it?
I'm just sort of, when I say charm, I'm not actually gonna charm it with a spell. I'm just sort of gonna be like, what a cute, gorgeous little critter. You're perfect, amazing. It would be really great if you could stay with me just for whilst I'm here, and then I'll return you safe and sound to wherever you'd like to go. Because also Cass like looks to where it was in the kitchen and goes, you probably weren't gonna have the best of times here, so I can promise not to do anything to harm you if you'd like to join me.
Margaret just cackles like, ah, well, funnily enough, you are correct. Yeah, I do enjoy the taste of critters. But the thing is, the one that I purchased initially to be my snack of the day ended up being far larger and growing further larger still, until it was large enough to carry a tavern on its back. So it was spared the pie making process. This one I am willing to part with. I've quite lost the taste for them recently. And would you like to roll me a charisma check just to see how you feel with this? Hanging out with this cutie. And Ulster, just so you know, you might want to look at the creature in a moment.
Oh no, I'm
Go on.
scared. That was an 18.
An 18, you definitely want to look at this Ulster. As this cute little like creature, almost like a flying squirrel, that kind of like latches onto your back. No! You're definitely going to see this later. It kind of lets out this little squeak, as if it completely and fully comprehends exactly what you're saying, like to it explicitly. And as it does so, you just see these huge teeth that kind of take up the majority of the face. Well, you kind of have one now. And Ulster, and let's choose Neff and Bluey. All three of you, roll me a d20, please. All three of you. It's going to be a long name.
9.
Okay.
7.
12.
Okay. Margaret just says, his name is Tozatel.
Oh,
Tozatel. It's a cute name.
Tozatel.
Can we have
Cass
it?
is kind of like, Cass is like, it is so cute. Also kind of creepy, but I love it.
How far away did you guys go?
I think you're just down the stairs, so you can probably hear this
I feel like I'm
conversation.
actually, yeah, I feel like I literally walked outside the door to grab.
Can I peer around the door and see Tozatel?
Yeah. I feel like everyone just looks behind the door, and I've just now got like this little critter on my back, and it's cute.
Yeah, it just kind of looks
Or
around.
Stan's just like,
It looks at you and just bares its teeth.
oh, it's beautiful.
I feel like I'm going to introduce my familiar, the Raven, to the Tozatel and be like, make friends.
Can we keep
Raven.
Tozatel?
The Raven just looks at it and starts poking it on the head.
No!
And then Tozatel just looks at it and then bites the Raven's head off.
Saw that one coming.
He summons the familiar. Sorry about that. But it was a worthy loss because Critter was very happy with you. So I'm
Can we
sorry.
keep Tozatel?
Margaret just says,
Please.
it was good.
Please.
Wait, what
Make a
did you
persuasion
say?
check.
What are you trying to do?
Keep Tozatel.
24.
24.
Can I also assist?
Yeah,
as
sure, let's
well?
see if we can get it even better than that. Even better.
I might, but we'll see.
I think it was 24. Unless I have more.
Oh, 25. No, wait,
25.
more than that. That's not true. 31.
31. So, both of you doing your best puppy eyes at this stoic, seasoned jackal lady are enough for her to be like,
I'm already like,
well, yes, but for now, whilst we're in the hells, she will need to stay clinging to Cass to shield her stench.
can I give it a hug first?
Go on.
Can I hold my hands out? Can I roll an animal handling check?
Yeah.
15 plus, is it 10 or 11? Hold on.
So cute. It reminds me of a skinny pig.
I just love it. No, I also feel like Cass is now like,
24 as well.
Nice.
14 plus 10.
14 plus 10. Okay, with a 24, it just like looks at you, recognizes you as a fellow creature with big teeth, and then jumps into you, and then clings to your front, just like. It does have quite the odor, though. The
Also does not care.
I think actually it's like I really like the taste of durian, the fruit.
oh god.
You know the smell of it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, except kind of smoky too. Like it could be it could be quite aromatic, except just like with a little bit of brimstone in there, a little bit of smoke. It's just a bit overwhelming. Cass.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, Cass is like a worthy sacrifice. Thank you for
Yeah.
masking your smell, little friend.
Also just running his finger along the teeth. He's like, sharp.
It closes its lips. Mostly, it usually just rests with the mouth closed. And at which point,
Beautiful dental hygiene.
Emma wishes that Ulster had been there to see the crow dance. But alas, Margaret withdraws, and you notice now, as you are kind of like all meandering towards the common room, that the fires that were lit here are low and dying. No newcomers have come in quite a while, and you hear a chime go in the distance, just like twinkling once, a long sustained sound. There's only one left before your destination. Any final preparations you wish to do? Now is the time.
Bond with Tozatel.
You bond with Tozatel. You know what? I'm going to say that Lincoln would have left the little raven up there for your entertainment purposes.
Also so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in fact,
I feel like also like trying to bond with the little critter. I feel like Cass and Brian are just like, I draw, just so cute.
I draw.
Lauren's like, ugh.
Loran has put nose plugs in, but is enabling
Supportive.
the cuteness. Yeah. Neff, Sarazar is sitting fairly close to you, kind of instructing you on everything he learned in his book, just to make sure, without directly telling you, subtly warning you of the dangers of dying again.
Yes.
He didn't say we couldn't tell Neff.
Indeed.
I will
just
also
like
share my information that I found about like the origins of everything.
Oh wow, well that's really informative, and I've learned about the origins of death and where we go. So just so you're aware, afterlife is real, but if you go back and forth too many times, soul is going to be torn apart. Just remember, lava is really hot. You
Don't eat
much
lava.
Really hot.
I know
Don't
it
eat
looks
lava.
tasty.
It really does. It's forbidden
It does.
fruit. Okay,
Forbidden
it's a forbidden
fruit.
milkshake.
Must not taste.
Must not taste.
I'll do my best.
Do not eat the hot rocks.
The hot gooey rock.
No, it looks delicious. Do not do it.
I will refrain. Just for you, Sarazar.
Your insides will be on your outsides if you do.
Ouch.
Okay, good.
More
Do
like
it
your
now.
outsides will be dissolved and we can see your
Let's go.
insides, which will then dissolve in
I feel like-
turn.
I think I was completely dissolved the first time I died.
right on a
I
little,
didn't see it.
on a little.
Wait, Cass, what did you say? You're kind of breaking up a bit.
Sorry, yeah, just when everyone's finished their lava death chat, Kat is gonna write the name of the smart book that she was reading and like slide it across the table to Slia and be like, I feel like Farinium might like this one.
Leah finishes up like her like needlepoint and like just tucks it away and just like blushes, just like
Hang on, let's see if this exists. Erotic novel name generator.
Oh my god.
That is a dangerous game to start playing.
Okay.
The longest guitar player I've ever heard.
Or we can hear
Oh my
Lincoln's
God.
guitar from his room.
Let me see. This isn't good. This isn't. I want this to be real. Oh, wait.
that's the one.
I'm gonna say it now.
It's called Tainted Eden.
Oh,
Yep.
I slide the name over. Trust me.
Rhythms of Seduction. Sensual Obsessions 2. Blood of Encounters. Random Kiss.
Random
Ultimate
kid.
Chemistry. These are pretty good. I'm gonna just add this to my bookmarks. Knowing
I'm
you
in
lot.
distress.
You have necessitated this from me. Anyway.
Also, Slia will kind of like pass over this like elaborate lace sunflower towards like Brian and Loran.
Loran genuinely has a tear in his eye.
Also his lower lipstick.
A gift for your firstborn.
Thank you. Svea.
I think Ulster will let Loran hold on to it.
He folds it into his pocket. He'll keep it safe. Promise.
Step pats it.
I think Loran just holds it close to his heart. So,
Technically,
as
Sharon
time-
was conceived in heaven, so this is it.
very moving.
Yeah.
As the time draws closer, you hear that guitar riff again as Lincoln enters the room and he just says, I thought I'd see you off.
Beautiful riff.
Thank you.
Oh, also I wanted to show you this. He pulls out his undead crow. This is Edgar Allan Crow.
Hello, Edgar Allan Crow.
It starts dancing.
Wow. Is this your doing, or is it genuinely like dancing?
My brother gave this to me. Very recently.
Ulster pokes it.
It keeps dancing.
Is it dancing like of its own volition, or is it cursed to keep dancing?
I have no idea. This is all I've been able to make it do so far.
That's your mystery to figure out.
Indeed. And I'll leave you to your mysteries. So enjoy. Don't die. That would be really bad, wouldn't it? Don't trust anything. Don't repeat the same stupid mistakes you made before. Whatever those might have been. Learn from your past. Don't redeem anyone. Not worth it. Like archdevils, angels, etc. Maybe mundane mortals like you and I. Maybe okay.
Okay.
Look, we have a new friend.
Oh
Shows
my
code.
god.
Mhm.
Wait, no, be careful though, because I got a naked mole rat once who I thought was super cute. It turned out it was a condemned soul of like some random dude from up top. who was transformed into a creature when they came down to hell. So
Well, this is Tozatil, and Tozatil will never betray us.
And even if he
Well.
did, he's so cute. Could you blame him?
I would die if Tozatil betrayed us.
No. Can Blue reach out and like say to Cass, like, do you reckon I could shake his hand?
if you wanted to shake Tozatal's hand, go for it.
Yeah.
Roll me an animal handling check.
Oh
Tozatal.
my God. Shake his little claw.
Altair is extremely attached to Tozatil now. If Tozatil dies, I don't know what's going to happen.
I feel like Cass and Brian would be devastated. They'll have to hold a whole funeral.
Yeah, a little funeral for Tozatil.
You were the best of us.
You were the best Tozatil.
Give a meaningful speech, and if you don't make us cry, then get out.
That was a 10, rolling a 3 on the dice.
Tozatil bites you.
Oh, sorry, little man, sorry.
Wait, it genuinely does have an attack situation.
Okay.
Oh,
Take
Tozatil.
Like, as it
I'm
happens,
sorry, you
Cass and
take
Brian
8
watch-
points of piercing damage.
I feel like
Ooh.
Cass and Brian are just watching very proudly.
Yeah, they're like,
Like,
oh,
oh, baby,
what a good little Tozatil.
Good job.
Right.
It takes a
Same
little
thing that I
chunk
injured.
out of your finger.
Oh my
Thankfully, it's not
God.
thankfully, it's
I'm
not
so
your
proud.
hand. Bluey's blood just pitters onto the
Oh.
floor.
Oh.
You can see exactly what kind of parents Brian and Cass would be. It's like, oh, well done.
Trying to mop up.
And
Look.
gold is all-
Saraza starts binding your wound, and all stage he gives you a look as though he's slapping your wrist, and then he looks to Cass and just shakes his head.
Also looks completely unfazed.
You know now why you never would have worked.
Cass looks delighted.
Sarah's would have just picked Ulster up and taken it away. No.
No, bad Ulster.
We do not teach children to bite people.
So, all at once,
He's still cute though.
yes,
So he's even cuter now.
as your finger is bound, Blue,
Wipes the blood off Tozatil's mouth.
Lincoln kind of settles down, and just kicks his feet up, and just says, I think it's your stop anytime soon now. Though, you might want to wait like 10 seconds after the bell.
Why?
No reason. For fun. Humour me.
So now that we are all together again, Slay's gonna make sure that both Neff and Cass have their soul coins.
Cass is like disgusted when she picks it up. She's like, oh, I'm not a fan of this, but I will take it because I have to.
See, that's the most surprising thing I've actually seen all evening, because I had a feeling that you just wouldn't really give a shit.
Well, having had my own barter, I feel for the souls that have ended up in this coin, whether they deserve it or not.
Are they just trapped inside the coin?
They're fuel. We
Do they
transferred
have
around.
consciousness?
Yeah.
Well, it's,
You can hear
it
them
could be worse.
screaming if you leave it to your ear. Well, actually, I have a sound for this. Ulster, as you lift it to your ear, you just hear. Do you hear it?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Just
It
hear.
sounds quite echoey in there, so at least they have good space.
Maybe that's not the best. Hang on, let me try this one. Let me try this one the old-fashioned way. Ah! Oh my god! No! Ah! The pain!
Ouch.
Yeah.
Let's hope
Cass
we
is
don't
very
end up
big
in a
on
spell
death
with
and
Cass.
punishment, but I feel like she's not now. She's very anti imprisonment, slavery, soul
Sure.
deals. But she's
We
all for
should have
death.
put parole in the
punishment.
coin.
I can understand that, for sure. Lincoln just says, see yourself. Respect that. Anyway,
Cass like the coin and then puts it in a pocket.
and if my tempo is correct, that should be a 3, 2, 1, and you just hear this like bell chime just ring, and Lincoln just holds up his hands and starts dropping fingers down.
All right, let's go. Goodbye.
Are you sure you're not a drummer? If you can count that well?
You'll never know.
I wish you happiness, Lincoln. Already going to stop.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Scrape together whatever happiness you can and hold on to it for dear life, because it will be fleeting and leave you before you know it.
I think you'll be happy one day. Opens the door.
Okay, thanks, bye.
The
Thank
door
you.
opens up. Right. Out on the landing deck, the world around you is somewhat changed. The void-like presence of the companion, that star, which sort of hangs up, it's clearly dead and collapsing. There's like a ring of cerulean blue around it, which just bleeds into the deep red of the Avernus sky. The companion lets you know that you are still in Avernus itself. But now you seem to be almost tunnel-like, walking through this gigantic piece of fossilized armor left over from some long dead warrior. It arcs overhead, buckling in the center. You see this like pole arm stuck through it, and now it's just embedded in the ground. It's sort of almost grown around it and petrified like a tree. And it just like feeds right into the center of the river Styx, which is just 80 feet down to the left of you, thick, bubbling and red.
Don't fall in.
It bends out of sight beyond the the mountainous helmet of this thing. And the creature which you stand upon all but tips you off the edge of this mobile inn. And I'm going to... Well, as it tips you, you don't quite have the time to respond immediately. So at first, I'm going to ask you all to make me dexterity saving throws to see if you can cling on. Alternatively, if anybody wants to cast some kind of spell to protect your fall, this is the time.
15.
Dex save
15.
coming in. With a 9.
No.
30-20.
30-20. Okay. You see Loran and Sarasvus manages to catch on, but Loran sort of slips. And you can see he's clearly got like one hand kind of like skimming down the edge, 1 foot up braced, and he just slides off the edge. And he just calls out before he disappears over it. Let it happen. I'll save us.
Okay.
Does a 10 fail?
A 10 does fail, I'm afraid. So Bluey, you
Right.
let it happen involuntarily.
Also, we'll let go as soon as our answers that.
All of you manage to let go and
So by the way, if you're watching the
Fall
stream, go check out the sponsor,
in
exclamation mark JJ
tandem,
Malibu in the
almost.
chat. Use my
And
code, BarinAde15 for 50%
Bluey,
off.
Loran holds onto you and just clicks his fingers, and you all stop wafting. But Bluey, you see Loran just kind of keeps falling at the same speed. Make me a strength check, if you don't mind.
Ooh, okay, right. General check. Oh, what? This is my second 3 tonight. What is... Okay, I think that's an 11. Yep.
11. I'm gonna say that's enough. He just holds onto your hand, like dangling, almost.
Can I
Are
air
you-
paddle over to him?
Air paddle over, and you can hold him up, strengthening the grip. He would have probably slipped out if it wasn't careful. You just said, yeah, up to 6. So,
You let yourself fall.
well, who else was I supposed to choose?
Unacceptable. I can turn into a bird.
Yeah. Pulls you in for a floaty kiss. I won't do that again. And you make your way down, landing comfortably on the ground. Right. So where you land, you're still somewhat in the shadow of this fossilized kind of long dead creature. But before you can fully take in your surroundings, you see the mobile inn kind of looking over at you, and you realize that Margaret was correct. The creature, which is sort of clinging to Kaz's neck, like for dear life now, just like
Alright, Tosato.
it's like scared from the fall. You look up and you see
making soothing noises.
Cuckoo.
Okay. I've got you. I won't let nothing. I'd send my familiar after you if need be.
It understands
eat it again.
fully. It completely comprehends you, and I need you to know that. It understands every single word, even if it cannot respond. It nods. And looking down, the mobile inn looks just sort of like peers over at you all, and you see similar shaped horns, large similar eyes, and it is true, this animal does seem to be the exact same breed, just monstrously sized.
Is it a big Tosatel?
It is a big, big Tosatel.
Also blushes. He's like...
Loran
It's not what you think! But yes.
Allstate just looks at you and says, no. Loran just looks at you and just says, no. No.
Such a big... Wow.
Pops his fangs out. No, look at me.
You're beautiful.
There we go.
Cass is seeing her future, and she's like, I can't wait for you to get that big. My own tavern.
My own tavern.
Unless it's a freak of nature, like an absolute fluke, they don't tend to get larger than a small pig. But
Tosatel is a freak of nature.
But
I believe in you, Tosatel.
Maybe one day.
Okay, because
with our parenting, you'll be a freak of nature, Tosatel.
Yeah, I have faith in Ryan and I's.
This is now their child.
Wonderful. So, as the creature slips away from you, it seems to disappear far quicker than it should, until it is nothing more than a speck on the horizon, then invisible to your naked eye. There is a pathway crudely formed along the edge of this river, and following it, as you feel like you must, you round the corner, exiting out from beneath the helm. Awaiting you is a longboat with a burl which curls up into a scully moor. Manning the ship, you see a very spindly, undead, darkly cloaked figure who seems to have a face, eyes, and a mouth. But when it addresses you, it does not address you from its mouth opening, but somewhere else. And I'm gonna show you the photo, and I wonder if you can guess where it will be speaking to you from.
Live from New York.
Live from New York. It's the boatman.
6 Night Live. I don't know.
That's a picture of Lily. That's not it.
Aww. I'm the boatman.
Yep. Confirmed. I have to scroll down to find the picture. I'm sorry. Sticks. There we are. Hello. Okay.
For everyone who knew what that was, that I posted in the chat, I see you.
This is shocking to me on a few levels.
It's not actually confirmed. It wasn't that kind of a blush. He was impressed by the sheer scale of that monster.
This is what you see.
Oh wow! Ooh!
In the Discord chat, waiting for you.
What a
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Its shoulder opens, revealing a mouth deeply cut down to its ribcage.
Ouch.
And it just says, "Room for 7." Well, and it addresses the presence of Tozatal and says, 8.
Children should ride free.
It just says nothing.
Can Bluey insight that, like whether that's a yes or a no, or are we gonna get in trouble for bringing little Tozatal on?
It says nothing. But insight check, yes.
Is
there even any point in me rolling persuasion on the children should ride free?
For fun.
That's a
8 on the
6.
insight, 6 on the insight. Bluey, it's really hard to say. They have no facial expressions to speak of, only a mouth, shoulder, and you're not really used to knowing that.
12 plus 6 is 18, but I don't know if that's going to be enough.
A persuasion?
I feel like
18.
It's her baby too. She's like, this baby's coming with, and we don't have a soul coin.
Thank you for the raid, appreciate it.
There's a delta.
Welcome, everybody.
You're gonna roll.
I'll assist. That is 24? 24.
24. Okay, so...
No. 25.
Just so you're aware, it doesn't look like he's collecting your soul coins right now, if at all. So you have a little bit of time to figure that out if you wish. But they seem to simply ignore his presence, just correcting what they said from their previous knowledge of expecting 7 and receiving 8. So it seems like it's okay. So you...
Children ride free though.
Says nothing. You make your way onto the boat, seating yourselves down. Do you want to just give me a very rudimentary seat order so that I can have that?
I want to be near Tozatal.
Yeah.
Always tell.
I've got
And Loran.
Ryan and Kathy like sat, and Tozatal's just on the
Hooing over Tozatal.
like little baby. Cass is like reaching into a bag and pulling out more dead pieces and being like, "Here you go, Tozatal. Here's a snack."
So with the rider at the front, the boatman at the front, you can sit 2 next to each other at max. So Loran and Ulster next to each other, or Loran and Kaz? No, Ulster and Kaz next to each other.
I think can Loran sit behind Ulster?
Loran just like looks at you sit next to Cass and just says, "I see how it is."
Well, there's no room. I can sit on your lap.
No, you know what? No, that might destabilize the boat. I'm fine here. I'll sit next to my dear brother,
You can sit on
Sarah.
Sarah's.
Turns around. Sarah's is already sitting next to Ness,
Oh,
and says,
no.
"I will sit next to my best friend.
I thought I was your best friend.
I'll sit next to my close friend and ally, Bluey."
Alright. Wait, there's 7 sitting of us. Where?
No, you should go at the back. I'll sit next to Slya, as he anticipates with hesitance.
I was gonna say Slya was gonna sit up closer to the
boatman.
the farrier. Yeah.
Okay.
She's curious.
As long as Ulster's within touch range of Loran, he's happy.
Okay, so Bluey, you're on your own at the back.
I think she'd probably be in the center so that the boat won't be heavily one side, you know.
There doesn't seem to be any...
Bluey, sit on the side with Ness and Kathy.
Okay, Sarah's will sit at the back by himself.
Oh,
Bluey will
You know,
sit next
like,
to Ness.
if Bluey just
Okay.
on the side that the Ness are on,
Yeah.
then even.
Bluey can judge which side
fine.
might need a bit more weight, and so like shift it a bit.
It seems that you're okay and well balanced. And interestingly, as you sit in this boat, no matter where you sit or place yourselves, it seems to be an even distribution of weight as you sort of sink a little bit lower, but not into the river itself. So, as you establish your seating plan, once you're all within,
So sorry,
the
Loran.
boat, the boatman begins to maneuver through the waters. So. Let me just turn the... Oh, sorry, I have to reload my Sirenscape. It's being a bit temperamental.
I'm enjoying the card.
Yeah.
It's very nice. It's just not quite right for what's about to happen.
Oh.
Oh.
I want to reiterate, All-Star is in touch range of Lorat.
Understood.
If I'm going to be
Yeah,
punished
that's
for this indiscretion.
No, of course not. I would never.
Louis holding that trident in the hand, just in case she has to throw it.
All-Star is squeezing Tossatel's cheeks. What a good baby.
Not the
Louis is
vibe I
now
was
afraid.
No.
No.
Okay.
Chill of death in this hot place. Again, this reminds me of like the menus from Horizon Zero Dawn, which is like it always starts at the same place. It's like, anyways.
Okay. Can you hear that okay?
Ominous.
Yep.
Okay. So. You begin to maneuver through the waters. The boat is fairly stable, but rocks and flows side to side with each push from the boatman who leads you and keeps his back to you at all times, never facing you directly as he travels down the Styx. Here, you are not quite in the depths of Alan's domain, it seems, as you can still hear the occasional hisses of devil's speech. You see, scattering across the shores, various imps, devils, and demons. Most of them weak-looking enough, mundane enough, that they do not approach, not quite daring to cross the river Styx, for fear of what it might do to them. But every now and again, you do see things which worry you, remind you of the presence of far dangerer things in this plane. You see overhead a devil squad and a demon band rip through the skies. Flying devils converge on these like demons that kind of like tear rifts through the skyline, forcing them back into the void inky blackness. The demons attack indiscriminately, while the devils use tactics to kind of bind them up and lure them back from whence they came. Many are felled and they fall into the river. The water splashes up and there are points where you almost flinch, trying to protect yourselves from any hissing water that might land upon you. But for now, you seem to be unaccosted and unaffected by the river. As that skirmish flies past and out of sight, leaving you uncertain of who the victor was, if anyone, you come across a different scene. You hear the sound of a person breathing, holding their knees and quivering as they sit on a pedestal that sort of like juts out of the river. not man-made. That also might have been the wrong word. Like an outcropping which just juts out of the river Styx. And they look around. Their eyes are gaunt and bagged, wide and lacking any color. They might have once been a rich brown, but now only flecks of that kind of like muddiness remain. And when they spot you, they kind of begin to sort of like smile and wave at you. How's the weather? How's the weather today? It's quite wonderful, isn't it? Oh, but I don't know if it'll stay this way. I don't know if it will. Be careful here, be careful.
Can I insight check?
Yes, you may.
Natural 1.
Natural 1. It's hard to make out whether this is a person who's fallen into the river and crawled out, and this is the effects. If they're stranded here, if they are anything mundane or magical, it's impossible for you to discern. You're just shocked by his presence in a way that you're not usually. It might be because you're overly protective and concerned about the well-being of Tozatal at this moment, that your usual instinct is lost to you. It just says that the mage, I gave it away, the human person just says, well, let me give you a little bit of help figuring that out. The weather will change. It'll change soon. Do be careful. Do be. Will one of you roll me a d6?
One,
I think-
should I? Or
Who wants to choose?
Leah, were you?
I've got a d6.
All
A
right.
6.
6.
6.
Yeah.
Oh, do be careful. It's going to get rather hot. Don't know if it will anytime soon. Oh, but when it gets hot, you want to take cover.
I thought they were about to say take clothes off.
It's getting hot in here.
When the sky is open in Avernus, it's fairly dangerous indeed. You won't even know what hit you. And it just
Should I
kind of
knock them into the water? Do you think that would make their existence happier?
I think we should probably just ignore them.
Okay.
to carry on. As you as you sail past them, their ramblings turn into mutterings, turn into whispers, and then are lost to you and your ears.
I would just swan dive into the water if I was trapped up there. Just saying.
When you turn back, kind of considering whether or not you should push him in, give him a kind of fate, you don't see him.
I think,
Loran-
oh, yeah, go.
Loran looks at the sky just curiously.
I think also will reach back and curl his fingers in Loran's, like, shirt. Because he's actually more concerned about Loran than Torzatel. I know we can't tell, but...
Of course.
Can I do a perception check to just see if there's anything special?
May I also?
Of course.
Natural 20, so 27.
27. Of course.
19, which is
19.
Slya's best perception check in a very long time.
Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. So... Well, let me start with this. As you go around a certain bend of the River Styx, which is actually covered by a crumbling, like, kind of gorge, which almost meets at the top, but distressingly, it looks like it's just a distance far enough that you could not cross it by mundane means. You kind of sort of like thrown into shadow as you kind of go through this like tunnel, as you kind of go over the waters. You see here a body floating face down. It is a bloated, waterlogged humanoid form, roughly in their... Well, actually, they've been here long enough that you can't quite tell as they kind of drift past you. But something that does drift off of their person is a dyed green leather satchel, which is just bobbing afloat in the water of the Styx.
Shall I mage hand it and get it here? Or shall I not
If you like.
touch? That's kind
Don't
of
splash the
asking.
water. Maybe just dump it on the ground and see. Or shake it until it dries.
Loran lets
Okay.
a flame just in his hands, just like, I will evaporate.
Cool. Cass will mage hand the bag up and over Loran's flame, which is, I'm assuming... Yeah, cool.
Yep. You can wait a moment, and not long enough for it to cool down. And once you think it's certainly dry enough, sure enough, touching it does not seem to be an issue. Inside, you find a small pouch filled with dried wildflowers, a gold locket, and a damp, almost unreadable journal. Inside of the locket is a portrait of a young man, and inscribed in the first inner cover of the journal is a name that just reads Orpheus.
Oh. Oh. So is the body, can we determine if the body's like male or female or presenting either way?
It's hard to say.
Can I? This is a bit of a stretch. Is it like rotted or like, can you see the bones?
It's waxy. Relatively well preserved.
Can I roll a nature check? See if I can see what...
Sure. What are you thinking?
I'm not using my knowledge of Greek myths to my... No. Nature check is 12 plus. Plus 8. 20.
20.
Yes. Yes.
You get the impression that whoever is stuck in this hell, whoever this person is, has been dead for some time. Whether or not the owner of this, the person in this locket, is still alive, it's hard to say. Who that person might be. Do you have a name?
Also doesn't know. He's just gonna be like, oh, sad.
Cass will pocket the bag and just make a mental note to remember the face.
So, you carry on down the Styx. After about an hour of travel on the boat, you pull about a corner, and yet again, the scenery around you changes. You see a lock gate well ahead of you, with thick black iron bars, thick enough that they fully obscure anything beyond it. After that gate stands a building like a pile of glass shards, all pointing towards the sky, jagged with vaulted edges. It seems to be made entirely of polished black obsidian and brimstone, and it reaches up towards the haze of swirling orange clouds, almost piercing a hole in the sky. swarming the
Orange.
edges of it.
Hmm.
You can see those clouds are alive with demons and devils and showers of souls. And as you kind of come closer, you see, just as a cloud wisp breaks away, a huge number of screaming translucent humanoids shower down from the sky into the River Styx. These are the souls of the damned, recently deceased, and now going to take their fate. There are... Hang on, I can actually roll to tell you how many there are. There are 190 of them-ish, roughly 200 in total.
Cool.
And it takes, as you float across the river, this building is still very far away. It just speaks to the size of it that you can see it so clearly now. It takes at least a minute for the souls to fall in. And it takes a further minute for the souls to begin crawling out of the river again, transformed into flesh-like creatures, slugged, leaving a trail of red behind them. You can still see hints of humanity in them, just enough to keep them suffering. A hand poking out of one bulbous side, an eye where it shouldn't be. Lemurs. They emerge onto the shores, and you see one of them clings to the side of your boat and starts rocking it violently. The boatman does nothing but stops rowing, and you are being pushed from side to side by this slug-like creature.
How close are they to us?
This one is like 5 feet away from you. The others
Okay.
are like a little bit further ahead. Slya?
I would like to do a Word of Radiance.
Word of Radiance, go for it.
I need a Constitution saving throw.
Alright. 5 plus certainly not enough.
So that's going to be 3d6 radiant damage.
Amazing. Roll that for me.
Nice. 15 radiant
15.
damage.
Easily enough. Reborn into its afterlife, it is almost immediately destroyed, and you know that is a kind of fate. As its pieces of flesh just drift, separating like snow in water, and dissolving into the Styx. The others seem not to bother you after that. It's a show of divine magic.
It's a show of dominance.
However, you do see something enter the water with a splash. Off from the shores, as it begins to herd the lemurs into one pen. Chained devils use their iron-like tails as traps to lure them and pull them up towards this structure, this vault, you know it to be, in front of you. And the ship seems to be a boat of devils patrolling the river, looking for any stragglers.
Can we get down?
Well, first of all, I want you all to make me a stealth check as you try and knock yourselves down into this boat, sorry.
16.
Grab the wrong dice. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
14.
In this boat, it is... Okay. Whilst you roll, I'll just describe to you what you see. Hold on to your stealth for a second. You see two barbed devils. You see two barbed devils standing on either end with these like large barbed sticks, just like poking any stragglers and urging them towards the shoreline. In between them, those lemurs which were too damaged to move or stuck together and fused and unable to sort of like motion on their own have been hauled into the keel boat and are just left to pile there. There's roughly 7 of them. I rolled a different number than 8. It wasn't 8. I rolled 7. And can I please just have your stealths now? So, Cass, what did you roll?
18.
Neff, what did you roll?
14.
Louis, what did you roll?
Disadvantage, I rolled a 7.
7. Or Sten.
16.
Slia.
14.
Saracen. Not good. 5. Loran. Oh, you need to roll 1 for Loran. Oh, Loran! No.
Can't conceal his sparkle.
Nope. Conceal, don't feel.
Does Tozatil have to roll a stealth?
Go on then, for fun.
Can we roll Tozatil's? Okay. Nah, we don't have to roll stealth for Tozatil. It's fine.
Looking around, is there time if Cass is like seeing that the majority of us have sort of clunked down? Because I've still got the dust of disappearance. Would I have time to use that?
This is kind of your reaction during the stealth check now. But Cass, you may come in handy yet. Let me just do this maths real quick.
Loran accidentally starts a light show.
Doesn't he always?
Can't contain it, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay, with an
It's within
average
me.
of roughly 11.
Oh.
You guys flunk down in the ship, but even though it's large enough to sort of like curl up the sides and give you purchase, you get the feeling that maybe you didn't flunk down quite so hard and quick enough. The barbed devils make their way towards you. But you recognize these based off of Lincoln's description to be not demons, but like you said, devils, as the name would suggest. Remembering what that means, Cass, you know that you have a moment here.
Yeah, I think Cass is gonna
Add-
take it
Cool.
and try and use its
So-
disappearance. I've been sitting on that for a while now, so.
So, okay, well, you have a moment here. What I was saying was, you have a moment here, considering that they are devils, to attempt to barter
To barter.
and buy
There's
yourself
not
some
enough
time.
There's not enough time to like dust of disappearance ourselves.
Now that they've noticed you,
Okay.
well, read to me what Dust of Disappearance does. Let's see if we can use it, seeing as you want
Let me
to.
have a look. I found there's enough of it for one use. When you use an action to throw the dust into the air, you and each creature and object within 10 feet of you become invisible for 2d4 minutes. The duration is the same for all subjects, and if the dust is consumed when it's magic. Huh? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so basically, every creature and object within 10 feet of me become invisible for 2d4 minutes. And if
Could
a creature...
save that for when we get the contracts.
Okay, yeah, I think
Okay.
Moran would just hold your hand, Cass,
Okay.
as you're kind of like lying down flush next to him in the boat, and he would just shake his head and point upwards, and then pat where his soul coin is.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to assist with this,
Yeah, I guess Cass is gonna like pop up and be like, "Hello,
In Abyssal.
fellow." Yeah, in Abyssal, travelers.
Abyssal?
Or Infernal.
Well, I feel like they speak Infernal.
what do you
Isn't
say?
that what-
Abyssal or Infernal? Choose.
I feel like Cass. I don't know. I don't have Infernal, so I would be picking Abyssal or maybe
Okay.
Undercommon.
Okay, pick one of those.
Not Abyssal, because if they're devils and that's a demon language, that's probably not going to go down.
Ah, okay.
Damn
I
it, you're
think-
so close! I shouldn't have questioned it. Yes, Leah's so happy. Okay,
No, that's just me.
I think she's going to speak Undercommon. would undercommon be a better one or common? I don't really know what the difference is between those two.
I
Do I have
think
any sort
Undercommon
of...
is essentially drow.
Okay, then she'll speak common.
Okay.
She knows
Ahoy
that
there.
some people... Ahoy there, fellow travellers! We're just passing through. Please don't mind us. But if you want to corral us into that pen, let's not do that and maybe strike a deal.
they kind of look at you.
Can I insight or to see if they can like understand what Cass is saying?
Yeah.
That's a 29.
You know
So, yeah.
everything about this.
You have a sort of drop of dread in your chest, realizing they probably don't understand as they just say,
Now,
Can
what do they
translate
say?
for Cass? Yeah, can translate for Cass in that case.
Okay, Slayer, you pop up too. One of them looks to you, Cass, the other looks to Slayer. And they kind of then all look to just like the rest of you just lying corpse pose to the bottom, just like Slayer.
They did.
They know they're looking at both of you, but when they speak, they're only speaking once Slayer translates. So if you have anything to add, that's how you're going to be doing it. Slayer, you understand what they say to be. The boatman brings more volunteers. For our cause, then. Unless you've come for some nefarious purpose. Why so shy?
You guys just looked like you were doing such a good job. We didn't particularly want to interfere. But we're not volunteers for this. But we fully support what you're doing, and we think it's great. But we have another task which will only help all devils. So good for you guys if we continue to do it. But we're happy to make another deal with you to let us pass, if that would please you. Many thanks.
Leah's translating word for word.
What is this task then, eh? That'll help all devils, you think?
Well, we're just sort of here to weaken a demon.
A demon?
Yeah, we hate demons. We're here to make their lives much worse.
Boo demons.
Mm-hmm. Boo demons, just one sub. That much I'm probably sure they understand.
I was gonna say I don't think Sleia translates that one.
Yeah, the essence of it comes through. Cass?
Is Alana devil or a demon?
Okay, so I might have been saying demon the whole time. I did mean devil. That's my mistake.
So Alana's a devil.
I
Yeah.
thought Alana was a demon.
So yeah. Right, let me explain.
But Alana's been speaking abyssal this whole time.
Yeah, no, he's a demon, right? Okay, cool. I didn't know the difference when I started this game, and then I learned
I
the
still don't really know the difference.
So we're just gonna chill with it. Maybe there's something more here. This is all fine. You're weakening a demon. That much is true. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. We're all having fun. Down
We
in
hate
hell.
demons.
We all hate demons. It is true. It is
Yeah.
true.
So there's no deception needed. We hate demons. We're here to weaken
No.
a demon.
I said lying. She's like, I'm
Exactly. Besides,
probably fully supporting what they're doing on the bank, but she's also kind of like, I'm not getting involved in this.
great. Sweet. So, make me a persuasion check, please, Cass.
Can my boo demons give her advantage?
Yeah.
Is that advantage? Nice. That is 30.
Yeah.
First,
It's the boo demons that did it. They really liked that.
Also, you'll be pleased to know, Lily, that was on the die you got me. So
Yay.
they tilt their heads. And they hold out one hand. Expectantly.
Yeah, Cass is gonna like hand over the soul coin like, This what you want? Yeah?
Mhm. They look at the 1, look up at you. You got a 30, so pocket it. That seems to be enough. Enjoy your stay.
Love
And they
devils. Also gives a thumbs up.
I hope you continue doing this and down with demons.
They
Perryman,
kind of,
go fast.
the ferryman pushes on. They just kind of pass you.
Should have asked their names. Lovely blokes.
Do you want me to give you some names for them?
Yeah.
D20s,
Okay.
if you please.
8.
14.
14. Okay. We have the first one is Rakul.
Rakul.
And I need one more, please. 2 more D20s.
That's an anagram for Karul, which is
It
upsetting.
is. Yeah.
7 for one of them, and whoever wants to do the other.
I'll do one.
Yes.
15.
And you have Aztok.
Aztok.
Rakul and Aztok.
Yeah. My favourite one, which is right next to each other, is Rarkazar. Which no one's gotten.
Rakazar.
Oh my god, lol, I'm so random, Rarkazar.
I know that Rakul has some cool Karul vibes, but Rarkazar and Aztok and their boyfriends in love.
They're in love. Congratulations.
Allstar says as they pass.
So fast. He get insight. He's like, oh, congratulations.
So, you carry on. And like I said, you are not quite on the main approach of the river Styx towards this obsidian gate yet. You're still kind of just like trickling in from the sort of like the estuaries which contribute to this main flow. And as you do go, you see there are some like small sandbanks, rocky outcroppings in the center, and there is one which is almost like a pillar, which kind of like peaks up and obscures your view of one side of the shore. And meeting it, kind of similarly to before, meeting it on the other side, you see this like cavey, sort of like pockmarked alcove, where you see there are some imps sitting. And then, would somebody make me a perception check? Anyone can do it actually. Perception check.
Shall I do it with a +10?
Sure.
22.
Okay, 22. Anyone else who rolled that's probably fine if you want to tell me.
I had 16.
16. Okay. Bluey, what did you get?
It's Leah.
Well, we would be looking around. This is...
Anna's jumper keeps changing colour for me, which is fun.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what was happening.
It's like, because this camera's so shitty, I got a 16 as well.
16. Neff?
I've got a much lower number. I've got an 11.
Okay, well, Ulster and
Sleep.
Also an Ulster.
Slee, what did you roll?
9.
9.
Also an Ulster.
Well, it's actually kind of fitting. As the ferryman pushes you under the final kind of like estuary, you see a single feather fall from the sky. You look up, following its path, and perched above you, 2 pale golden eyes just kind of like watching you, like an owl in the night. You see Lincoln. His wings wrapped around, leans down on the river, and he waves.
Oh.
And all of you, in your minds, hear a message. Did someone say encore? Nah, it's a joke. Yeah. Sorry for the slight deception. We have a mutual friend, and I was told to inform you of the next step in your plan. Just wanted to give you a little helping hand along the way. Final checkpoint. You don't have long. Kill the boatman. and escape down the next estuary you see. Slya?
Okay, sorry. I want to clarify that I heard the right words. Kill the boatman.
Kill the boatman.
We can do
Okay.
that by killing him.
What?
What is this, Final Fantasy?
Final checkpoint, just to clarify. Final checkpoint. Kill the boatman. And
Healing is when you like drag someone over the side. Just saying, it's funny.
it's very funny. I'm gonna just say this.
Also
thing
explains in his
again.
mind to
Okay,
everyone.
right. No more. Okay, now I'm gonna just do the whole thing so that it's all very clear and everyone hears it. Final checkpoint. Kill the boatman and escape down the next estuary you see. It's easy to miss. Be careful. If you don't succeed, you'll be turned into soul coins, so be careful again. He looks up over at the lemurs, the bone devils, the barbed devils, all those flying. Now then, we're in hell, so it seems that we have all the pyrotechnics necessary for a killer performance. And you're welcome for the distraction. At which point, Lincoln takes flight, soars directly into the air, barreling right towards the vault. And as he does, you hear him let out an awful sound, like a lyrical scream, which then tears into noises of battle, as you see a swathe of demons and devils swarm around him. A little section of the Blood War lured this far. Lincoln is able to create enough chaos that he directs the attention of most the devils working here away from your direction and to the opposite side of the sticks. And with this partial cover, you think that you have maybe 30 seconds before you're exposed again and your window of opportunity is gone. And next time, we will roll initiative.
Is he implying that this is the final checkpoint, or like?
So, Sorella told you before that you would have 3 checkpoints and be told about them along the way.
Oh, okay, right, yeah. Second.
1, 2. First one, Margaren's. Second one. Sorry, I should have said on to the final checkpoint. Second one, Lincoln. And the final one.
Can we add Lincoln to our allies?
Yeah, you can. He can be bought.
I had a
thought
feeling
he liked
Lincoln was
us.
our contact.
Yeah.
Oh, I have no room in my relationships.
Oh.
It's all full.
Make a little box in that like spare space.
Oh, that's it, yeah. Somewhere. Oh, I just threw an NPC tracker.
As in implying that next time we'll get on to killing that boatman and escaping to the nearest estuary?
Yep, you have 30 seconds to do so.
Alright.
That's 6 rounds of combat. So, everyone, for today, that is all we have. Next time, killing the boatman, meeting your final contact, and entering the vault. Will you be able to get Cass's contract out without anyone dying? You've survived this far, but you've not yet been attacked. Fingers crossed.
Someone dies, what happens? How does that player even contribute?
There are a reason I let you all have some contacts down here. I think you'll find the last one is a very everyman kind of character at a similar level to you all. Anyway. So, thank you guys for playing today, and I will see you all next time. I want to say thank you and recommend the 2 supplements which I've used to generate some random encounters and provide us with some great names, an adorable critter,
yeah.
and awesome stuff, which are taverns and tap rooms, which you can find on the DM's Guild, and also Slyan'ssun, which you can find on the DM's Guild. And also, if you want to supplement your party with some random encounters, you can find those on the DM's Guild. And also, if you want to supplement your party with some random encounters, you can find those on the DM's Guild. And that's by, let me just check the writers. JB Little, Drop the Die, who I think watches... Wait, I might be wrong. Drop the Die, I think watches... Maybe not. I thought he might have watched or done a stream with John, but I don't remember.
Oh.
And then the other one we have here is Encounters in Avernus. And the writer, James Intricasso, is a friend of Phoenix Iwaki, the show.
Oh.
So
Heck
thank
yeah.
you for all the awesome stuff. And yeah, if any of you guys are interested in that. You guys aren't allowed to look up, but if anybody watching this is interested, there you go. Alright, that's all for today, and I think you need to do another ad thing, maybe.
Go use exclamation mark JJ Malibu in the chat. Use my promo code Barinade 50% for checkout. If you want to buy anything from there, go check them out. Let's have a look to the sponsor. That's it.
Alright. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Uh-huh.